Good afternoon and welcome in to Monte Vista High School, where there is not a single cloud in the sky or anything other than the color blue, except maybe for the sun. It is absolutely stunning here today. Alongside Charlie Limoncelli, my name's Harry Setrakian, our producer Jack Brooks are excited to bring you today's action of Walnut Creek Crawdads baseball. Today's pregame show is brought to you by Up the Creek Records. Up the Creek is a great record shop right next to the Ace Hardware in downtown Walnut Creek. They buy and sell new and used vinyl records, CDs, and cassettes, as well as skateboard gear and a variety of other fun gifts like yo-yos and hacky sacks. They also have an all-ages live music venue that hosts local bands every weekend, so check out who is playing at upthecreekrecords.com or their Instagram at upthecreekrecords. Let's check out what's been happening up the creek. And, well, Charlie, it's been a lot of winning. Coming off of a perfect week, the Crawdads went 6-0. In the last week and really just kind of dominated all around the CCL North, as well as that the Philippines baseball group at the tail end of the week last week. But, man, they are really hitting their stride on all cylinders, and it's looking real good right now.
Absolutely. They look really good, Harry, in all three phases. The defense is very sound. The pitching has really come into its own. I mean, the most runs they allowed in a single outing last week was 6 on Saturday when they went to Alameda to play the Merchants, and the Bats picked up the pace and scored 12 in that inning, or in that game rather. And then on the other side of it, the Bats look really good. I mean, the lowest total they had was 3 runs against against Menlo Park last week on Wednesday. Other than that, they've scored over 7 except for Sunday, which they scored 5. But I mean, even still, 5 runs is all you really need in the CCL as long as the pitching is there. So everything's kind of coming together right now. The Crawdads are pretty much almost at full strength. You know, you add Cam Taylor to the mix. The pitching staff is pretty much at full strength. The hitters are very deep. You know, you'll have Sutter Moss returning to the field soon. It's just the Crawdads are in a really good spot right now. They just got to keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, I mean, and you've alluded to it. I mean, they're already playing very well and still better things kind of to come for some of these players, right? A couple guys going to be opened up to a little bit more action. Of course, with that, the summer ball season happens where sometimes you might lose a guy or two. So
you will.
You know, you'll just have to fill in those gaps as they come. But talking about the most recent game, you mentioned it, 5-0. The Crawdads took the win over the Philippines baseball group. The bullpen, 5 total pitchers combined to throw a shutout. Hudson Aber was phenomenal through 4 innings, gave up just 1 hit to 4 strikeouts, no walks, no runs, and was absolutely outstanding. Miles Tencher, Samuel Johnston, Carlos Hernandez, and Jacob Coburn followed suit very electrically, not giving up any runs and totaling 7 strikeouts. But it was the offense that got going pretty early. Peyton Rolls, the leadoff man, got a run scored right off the rip. And the second, Crawdads added 1 more. Took all the way till the 5th to get another where Sutter Moss rode a fastball out towards center. Then, of course, in the 8th inning, Crawdads added a couple insurance run before the bullpen just slammed the door. We have highlights from that game, not to spoil too much about it, but it was a good offensive showing, and the bullpen really followed suit. So check that out right now.
Vanderpool, the 3-1. Breaking ball belted deep left center field. Both runners tracking back to the wall, and it bounces off the wall. Still in play. Parker Jr. RBI double. 1-0 lead for Walnut Creek in the bottom of the first. Now the 3-1 home to Ramos. Fastball lifted in the air to right field. Lewis going back, moving to the glove side. Pops out of his glove. Aldridge is going to round third. Manager Brett Cummings sends him home. And Ramos gets to second on the E9. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Slider upstairs. Foul tip into Clisby's glove. But how about Hudson Aber? 3rd strikeout of the day. Potentially. 1-2 again. Ground ball to second. Ramos flips to Rolls at second for 1. On to first. In time, pitcher's best friend. How about that, Harry? 3 walks for Miles Tencher, and then they roll a pair, the Crawdads do.
Driven high and deep to center. Back goes Haruta at the track, runs out of room, and that's out of here. Sutter Moss leaves the yard to dead center field. His first of the summer. To extend a 3-0 lead. Ramos awaits, 2-1, swings, pulled hard to third and off the glove of a diving third baseman Vercellis. Trickles into left and no play can be made. An RBI knock. Or was it 5 now for his plate appearances? Bounces one to first. In from first, Vasquez has it. He'll just take it to the bag at first himself, so he surrenders the run. Allows runners to advance from second to third. Looking to win it for the dads of the dads. From the belt. Swing and a miss. Fastball above the zone. Arnold goes after it. He never stood a chance. Way behind the heater from Coburn, who slams the door. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Welcome back to the Up the Creek pregame show, and man, that double play to end the 8th inning for the Crawdads defense was absolutely special. Charlie, the infield shaken up a little bit now and for the rest of the season. Peyton Rose shut down for the summer, and we thank him for his contributions for the Crawdads this year. He was outstanding at the top of the order, but going to have to try and kind of figure out how to manage things around there now. But, I mean, Kevin Parker Jr., he was at third to make that diving play and spin it around the horn, so you have to think it's an infield that still has its depth and still has confidence in its current guys.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Woodson, Parker Jr., and Ramos are fantastic players. Yeah. They all defend really well. They're all plus contact bats. Woodson especially has really good gap power. I mean, they're going to be perfectly fine, the Crawdads are. I mean, obviously, losing such an impact player like Rolls, who was elite at the leadoff spot because he can steal bases and get aboard both the walk and with contact, that's obviously going to be hard to replicate. But I think they can do it in the aggregate with all of those guys. A little bit of a Moneyball reference for you there, folks.
Absolutely. 5-0 win against PBG. Finished off a undefeated week for the Crawdads as they look to begin another. We'll take a short break before we preview today's game against a bit of a tougher opponent in the Sonoma Stompers, right on the Crawdads' tail in the CCL North rankings. We'll be right back. Welcome to the Crawdads pregame show, brought to you by Up the Creek Records. Just about 10 minutes shy of first pitch, where the Walnut Creek Crawdads will take on the Sonoma Stompers for the second time this season, but certainly not the last time. Not the last time this season, and not the last time this week either, or in the next couple of weeks. It's going to be a lot of Sonoma and a lot of San Francisco upcoming, but, well, today, Charlie, let's just take a look. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Two teams that are the Crawdads second in the CCL North, and Sonoma in third, though 10-4 are the Crawdads, but 8-8 are the Stompers. So the Crawdads have a considerable winning percentage advantage.
That they do.
And they've been absolutely on fire, while the Stompers have gone 5-5 in their last 10. So I have to think maybe the needle slightly tilted towards the Crawdads at home today, but anything can happen here in the CCL.
That it can. I think, it's just every game, you got to take it one game at a time. The Crawdads have to take care of business here against the Stompers. This is a team that has ended their season within the last calendar year. They've also just got out to a good start. First league game of the year, the Crawdads traveled up to Sonoma on June 5th, and they couldn't get it done. 6-4 loss to Sonoma on the road. So you got to kind of atone for that and for being walked off last year to end the Crawdads season in the playoffs. Just attack. Got to make a statement. Obviously, Sonoma took the first game in the season series this year. Got to fight back. Got to get one back.
But again, not the last time these two will meet in the next couple of weeks. On the 27th, we'll head up to Sonoma for a game there. And then the same case on the 30th of June, back to Sonoma we go. And then the next day, we'll be hosting Sonoma here. Crawdads versus Sonoma once again. And in between all those games is San Francisco a few times. So again, a lot of Sonoma, a lot of San Francisco. Good opportunity for Walnut Creek to kind of separate themselves from the rest of the pack in the CCL North, as they've kind of started to do. So they've got a guy on the mound today who might help them do that. Kalani Hadegi, who has been just pitching so fantastically. It's been great. And then taking a look at the keys to the game as well today. First of all, finding ways to get aboard, finding a way to kind of fill in for Peyton Rolls, as we mentioned. Maybe get aboard and get over, perhaps.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Peyton Rolls, his entire thing was hitting singles, getting on base, and then stealing bags to create RBI chances for the hitters right after him. So that's what TJ Woodson, Daniel Pulasic, and Kevin Parker Jr. are going to need to do at the top so that they can give opportunities to a murderer's row in the heart of the Crawdad order. I mean, Taylor, Winchell, and Bull are just going to be RBI machines today should the top three get aboard.
Next, we have keep momentum for 9 innings. The Crawdads kind of sputtered out a little bit against Sonoma the first time they played, so trying to just, persist that through the 9 innings. Make sure you finish it off here at home this time. After that, an effective start for Kalani Hadegi. We were just alluded to it, and, well, he's been great so far. So kind of just trying to keep rolling for him. And then for the bullpen to continue to attack hitters. We've seen this bullpen just do amazing things over the last couple of weeks. You were talking about a few runs. I mean, Alameda, the only team that scored more than 5 runs last week, and that's the best offense the Crawdads face. So it's a bullpen that seems to be riding high so far.
Absolutely. They just got to throw strikes to these Stompers hitters, force them to put the ball in play, trust the defense to get the job done. And back to Hadegi for just a second. I mean, he's so effective. He throws strikes a lot. He's going to get swing and misses, and that's what you need. You need him on his A stuff today just to get guys out. You can't worry too much about how long he's going to start. If you get 2-3 innings at him, fine. The bullpen can pick him up. He just needs to limit base runners and get a bunch of outs.
And then finally, number 5, kind of as a result of the first 4, is to get the first rivalry win. Get your get back from earlier in the season, the first game of league play that the Walnut Creek Crawdads played. It was a loss to the Stompers, so get back on them and get the first one out of the way, because, again, you're going to see this team a lot of times in the next week or so. So getting the first one's often the hardest, and so that's going to be the key today.
Absolutely.
About 6 minutes, rather, towards first pitch. We'll be back in a moment on the Up the Creek Records pregame show with lineups and defense. Today's first pitch time and temperature are brought to you by Meadowlark Dairy, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Meadowlark Dairy, bringing Old Town vibes and family fun since 1919. It's about 79 degrees, but a nice, cool breeze here is keeping us rather cooled down, but still enjoying the sun. First pitch was scheduled for 4 p.m., but we might have a slight delay today. Umpires are actually now just entering the facility. We did not have them for the moment, so first pitch going to be pushed back just a little bit, probably about 5 minutes or so. They'll probably get things in order. Got to meet with the head coaches, so maybe about 10 minutes. But regardless, we will update with the true first pitch time, though, again, 79 degrees, nice and breezy is what I've written in my book today, Charlie. It's perfect.
Oh, yeah, perfect day for baseball.
Now, head coach is going to meet. We'll take a quick break and get on with first pitch in about 5 to 10 minutes. Head coaches Zach Pace and Brant Cummings officially have met at home plate with the umpires as we now get ready. And let's take a look at today's starting pitcher for the Walnut Creek Crawdads, sponsored by Danville Chocolates, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. And it's Kalani Haudegi back on the mound today. He's been excellent in the summer so far, just looking to continue that momentum. Charlie, it feels like the Crawdads have gotten some great starts, and riding off of one from Hudson Aber, Haudegi looking to keep that going.
Absolutely. He looks like probably going to be 3 or 4 innings out of him today. He's gone 5 2/3 in 2 appearances thus far, 1.6 ERA. 8 strikeouts to 4 walks, 6 hits allowed, just 2 runs, only 1 of them earned. He's been really fantastic. The swing and miss stuff, like we mentioned, is great. He's got the fastball that he plays with a hard breaking ball over the top. Kind of a 2-3 pitch guy. Occasionally will throw in a curveball, or excuse me, a changeup. But overall, he just gets it done on a couple of pitches, and it looks really good. Hitters have had a very hard time catching up to it.
Taking a look at the defense set behind him from left to right in the outfield goes Daniel Polacic, Bryden Bull, and Shane Aldridge, the outfield that we've been getting used to here. Then on the infield, a little different again. No more Peyton Rolls this summer, so from left to right goes TJ Woodson, Kevin Parker Jr., Elijah Ramos, and Barrett Ronson, with Riley Winchell doing the catching behind the plate. Cam Taylor also in the lineup, but he will do the DHing duties today in Danville, California, here in the East Bay.
It's good to have, for the Crawdads, to have Winchell back behind the dish. I mean, stalwart defensively, but also provides so much juice at the plate once we get to the Crawdads coming up to bat.
Tied for second in the CCL North, or this entire CCL, excuse me, in home runs. He's got 3 of them. And today the conditions pretty supportive of perhaps another, but still just waiting first pitch. Stompers lineup not really in any hurry to get up to the plate, though. The umpires, I think, the cause of that again. There's only one umpire on the field, the other probably just taking some time here to get back ready behind the plate. Umpire's wearing the sky blue outfit on the tops today since it's very nice and warm. And I think that's always a cool look, the light blue with the gray pants, black hat. Crawdads in red tops, black hat, and the famous Brant Cummings stirrups. White pants, black socks. Players are, it is enforced that they wear it like that.
Correct. They cannot have their pants, I think, more than maybe an inch below the knee. They have to wear the stirrups, have the black socks, pardon me, showing all throughout their shins and up to just about the knee.
It is a good look. I was always a long pants all the way down type of guy, and I like to have it completely cover the leg because, you know, I'd have a bad slide or two that would end in a bloody knee. So as much protection as I could get was the key.
Right.
Now 10 minutes beyond where first pitch was initially scheduled. I think the umpires we heard got in a little bit of traffic, but now it's just they're at the field, but not quite ready to go here. Kalani Haudegi has been out on the mound just awaiting for this one to start. He's thrown already all of his allotted warm-up pitches, now getting iced a little bit.
Yeah, you got to wonder how this might affect both his mentality and his mechanics, having kind of an extended warm-up pitching.
So with the time being, we'll take a look at the Sonoma lineup, which is also in its own way getting iced a little bit. Leading off, due up in the first inning, Chase Taylor, Trent Keys, and Tino Vassell in center, right, and at third. 3 straight lefties to start it off against the righty Haudegi. 4-5-6 goes Angel Garcia playing first with Misael Yuripero at second base and Wesley Bass in left field. 7-8-9 to round it out goes Gage McCown, the catcher, Mateo Heredia, the DH, and Bryson Ayala, the shortstop. Top 3 in the lineup against the Crawdads the first time went just 3 for 11. Chase Taylor had a hit and drove in 2 with a walk. Trent Keys went 2 for 5, probably the best performance out of any Stomper in the first outing against the Crawdads and the defeat of the Crawdads. And Tino Vassell took an 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. So trying to right the course against the righty Haudegi. They all have the platoon advantage to begin the game. As we are just about to get underway, Chase Taylor stands into the box, batting .245 this summer so far. And Kalani Haudegi with that ERA under 2, first pitch underway. A fastball in there for a called strike. Official first pitch at 4:11 p.m. Again, about 11 minutes after the scheduled time. Another fastball just outside evens it up at 1 ball and a strike. So official first pitch time brought to you by Meadowlark Dairy. 4:11 p.m., 79 degrees. 1-1, the righty deals to the lefty, and it's in the dirt for ball 2.
2 straight off-speed pitches there from Hadigi trying to get something started. I like the fastball to start off the at-bat to Taylor. Now you got to come back in the zone, challenge him a bit.
2 balls and a strike. Taylor probably ready to swing it, but instead lays off a pitch inside. So from a good hitter's count to an even better one. 3 balls and a strike to the leadoff man, Taylor. Fastball hit high and deep to center field. Bull racing back to his left. Has a beat, will reach up and make the catch on the run. Nice play by the center fielder to start the game.
And that's why he's so valuable out there in center field, Harry. He's got such a long stride at 6'5" and very athletic, moves so fluidly. He covers so much ground out there. And I mean, that's maybe any other player besides Dylan Perez. That's probably a gap extra base hit.
Nice play by the big, tall, rising redshirt freshman out there. As now Trent Key stands in, 304 on the season so far. But the OBP at 475, he'll wave at a breaking ball and miss for strike 1. Hadegi had him way out front.
Very good first pitch from Hadegi. He's been good with the first offering in each batter, but Trent Key is such a dangerous guy. Crawdad killer last year, just walked a bunch and had some timely hits.
Relaxed stance in the left-handed batter's box, takes a backdoor breaking ball for strike 2. So Key's down. Hadegi looking for his first strikeout of the day. Oh, 2. Fastball inside.
Decent waist pitch from Hadegi. Just go inside with the breaking ball. See if you can get a wave and a miss. Keys looked eager to swing earlier on. Now it sets up. You can probably go a fastball outside here.
1-2. Instead, it's something in the dirt, so goes to 2-2, evens things up. Walnut Creek starting pitching has been absolutely excellent, as we kind of alluded to. In the 6-game win streak, 18 1/3 with just 2 earned runs allowed. That's an ERA under 1. 2-2 now is down low again, so in the dirt. But what's been so phenomenal is the strikeout to walk ratio. It's unbelievable. Only 2 walks for this starting rotation in the last week, but 25 strikeouts. They have been commanding the zone, making hitters swing even when they don't want to. Now it's a 3-2, and this one's knobbed off foul. But it's just been so fun to watch these guys. Last outing, again, we keep talking about him, but he was just amazing. Hudson Avery able to command the zone with the fastball, especially low in the zone. Devin James was moving it around nicely. Jeremy Jones, a nice start the day before James. And now it's Howdige's turn. Another 3-2. This one not close. Ball 4. Keys on again, as he has been so much against the Crawdads.
That he has. Just a very patient hitter. Waved at the first pitch, then held the bat every time after that, apart from the foul ball. He just knows how to work good ABs. But for Howdige there, he got out to a nice start 0-2, and then he kind of just tried to paint the zone. That's not where the Crawdads have found success in the past week. They've had to attack hitters, and it's worked really well. So Howdige might need to go back to some of that. Just attack, put balls in the strike zone.
So runner on first with 1 out. A quick step to fire from the stretch and fire a strike to Tino Vassell. His first time up. 0 for 3 against the Crawdads several weeks ago. Struck out twice out of those 3 times. And the last of 3 lefties to start this lineup. Another quick step towards the plate, but this one down and away, ball 1. The only other lefty batting 5th, Misael Uripero, out of Youngstown State, a Penguin. He's in the hole with Angel Garcia on deck. Double play depth up the middle, Parker shaded towards second. Next pitch, kind of lost a breaking ball, goes to 2-1, slipped out of the hand a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Just left the hand a little too early, not what Howdige was looking for exactly.
So behind a batter once again, 2 balls and a strike. In comes a fastball, but down again, so 3 balls and a strike goes to the 3rd straight 3-ball count. Second 3-1 count. Chase Taylor again gave one a ride, 3-1 to lead off the game. But Bryden Bull ranged over to make the catch. Trent Keyes got the 3-2, worked the walk. So now Vassell's turn to face a 3-ball offering. And he takes ball 4 as well. It just missed.
Yeah, I like the idea from Kalani there. Go to that outer third with the fastball, but wasn't quite able to get the locations. Now Winchell has to come out, have a chat, try to get back on the same page, and figure out how to attack the first right-hander in the order for Sonoma.
So again, Crawdads starters only had 2 walks the entirety of last week over 6 games. Here, within the first 3 batters for Howdigi, already 2 walks.
Now batting the first baseman, number 36.
To start today's game. So now into a bit of trouble that the Crawdads have not faced much of recently.
That they have not, but Garcia is a guy who likes to swing the bat. 15 strikeouts on the season, 7 groundouts. You want one of those 2 outcomes if you're a Howdigi.
First and second, he could be 1 pitch away. Fastball's there for a strike. Now it's Ramos to second base and shaded closer to second because he's holding Keyes on over there. So Parker more in the hole on the left side. But still, opportune position to turn 2. The 0-1 from the stretch. Fastball up. Snap throw to first. Ooh, called safe. Ronson, I thought, applied the tag.
Now, yeah, here comes Cummings.
That looked pretty good.
I agree. I mean, the only way I could see that's not an out is if the ball popped out of Ronson's glove.
Ronson did tap his glove on his chest, saying, "My bad," about something afterwards. It might have, I think you might be right, the sneaking suspicion. It might have popped out of the glove. But they had, he was out.
Yeah.
If that is a clean operation, but perhaps not. So pitch was a ball. Riley Winchell, nice snap throw to first. And should have been 2 outs, but just perhaps popped out of the glove over there. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Still runners on first and second and 1 out. No score. Good slider. Swung and missed for a strike.
That's how you're going to get Garcia. Howdigi, right-handed advantage to the same side hitter. Got to just feed him breaking balls outside.
So 1 ball, 2 strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Howdigi comes home. Hits softly towards short, going down to a dive. Parker Jr. can't get it, but on the rebound, goes to second and gets the out there. So that was kind of an awkward, soft topspin liner. Stayed with it nicely and results in a fielder's choice. So the base runner, Tino Vassell, who probably should have been picked off at first, out anyways on the play, but instead just a slightly different result. Trent Keyes goes to third, and Garcia stands at first.
The Crawdads will take that result. Obviously, Parker Jr. wanted to turn a pair there, had a chance, almost had a chance at it, but the ball took kind of a weird hop low in the dirt there, and he recovered very well. Picked the ball up as soon as he could, flipped it to second. They got 1.
So Misael Yordapero stands in, takes the ball outside. Ball one, excuse me, wearing number 51. One ball, no strikes. Runner on the corner with 2 down. This one hit high and deep towards left. Out and under it, back a few steps is Daniel Palasic, and he'll put it away for out number 3. So Sonoma threatens a little bit in the first, but Howdigi gets some timely soft contact to get out of it. Crawdads, Woodson, Palasic, Parker coming up to lead it off. 0-0. Bottom of the first coming up. Take a look at how the Crawdads line it up via head coach Brant Cummings. Starting it off is TJ Woodson, Daniel Pulasic, and Kevin Parker Jr., with Cam Taylor DHing and batting cleanup with Riley Winchell, the catcher, behind him. Braden Bull out in center will be batting sixth. 7, 8, 9 goes Barrett Ronson, Shane Aldridge, and Elijah Ramos at first in right and at second for a team that loves to rotate the righties and lefties. Taking a look at the pitcher for the Sonoma Stompers today, brought to you by Danville Chocolates, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. The pitching matchup today, it's Jake Andreas out of the University of San Francisco. And for Sonoma so far, well, just kind of trying to keep it as it's been. 5.01 ERA as a team, top 5 in the CCL North. And
That they are.
just trying to kind of, again, continue them as a strong pitching staff and get things started against a very, very hot offense.
Absolutely, but Andreas, his last time out, 5 perfect innings against San Luis Obispo. He might be finding a groove, guy with low 90s fastball with 20 inches of induced vertical break. It's kind of filthy.
Yeah.
Pairs it with a hard slider that goes down and then a nasty changeup as well. He's going to be tough for the Crawdads to hit if he's on.
Tough at bat against righties. And we got one to begin things with the Crawdads. TJ Woodson takes the ball inside. Immediately gets ahead. Sonoma got a couple on, but unable to score as Woodson wrapped to third. Diving stop, Vassell at third. His throw to first is in time. What a play by the third baseman at the hot corner.
Yeah, very well struck from Woodson, hard on the ground, but Vassell had a nice beat on it, great leap. Saves the base hit.
Defensively for the Stompers in the outfield from left to right goes Bass, Taylor, and Keys, with then Vassell at third, Ayala at short, Yuri Piero at second, and Garcia at first, with McCown behind the plate. Calling pitches for the starter and the entire pitching staff today as Daniel Pulasic stands in and takes a ball. Yet to record a plate appearance against the Stompers, joined the team after the Crawdads faced Sonoma and takes a 1-0 inside. But he's been on a roll lately. 2-0. Andreas deals, and Pulasic goes back towards the middle, softly hit. Ayala up to his left and up throwing to first. He's got Pulasic. 2 straight ground balls induced by Andreas.
Yeah, and that's exactly what both pitching staffs are looking for. Andreas doing the job to start it out here. I really like what I'm seeing out of him. Just soft contact.
He talked about his last outing was absolutely outstanding. Before that, though, had just gone 2 2/3 innings, giving up 8 hits and 7 runs, all of which were earned. So kind of needed to get right, and well, 5 perfect innings is probably more than that. KPJ in now, watches a fastball skip in for a ball.
Just got word that TJ Woodson's ground ball was 106 miles an hour off the bat.
Wow. Makes the play over at third even more impressive as
That
the
it does.
1-0 fanned foul off to the right. Yeah, he really turned on that thing. He hit it good.
Quite literally, if it's just, you know, a degree earlier and the launch angle sprays a little bit further out from third,
Yeah.
that's a base hit.
No kidding. 1-1 to KPJ. Slider has him out in front. He pokes it towards second on a couple of hops. Yuri Pero feeds to first. 3 groundouts results in a very, very quick inning for the Crawdads offense. Just 8 pitches needed for Jake Andreas. Nothing after 1. Hadegi back to work. Kalani Howdigi back to work after a scoreless first, though not without a little bit of drama. A couple of walks, a fielder's choice, and 2 flyouts ended things. But taking a look at how the Crawdads pitching staff fared against the Stompers the first time, and it's kind of already the trend of that they saw back on the 5th of June a couple of weeks ago, is you see that walk number, 8 walks. They did have 9 strikeouts, but I mean, the pitching staff has been on a run of high strikeouts to low walks, and you can't really have that where you're close to 50-50. And right now, Howdigi to 2 walks to no strikeouts so far. You never want to give up the free passes, but this is a stingy team up there.
Absolutely, and he does have an opportunity now with 3 of the next 4 batters being right-handers with a chance to get something back in the strikeout department.
Misses with the first offering to Wesley Bass, the left fielder. The 1-0 hit hard towards short. On a hop, Parker's got it. Across the diamond goes 6-3 for the putout.
That's what the Crawdad offense was hitting into, just lots of ground balls in the bottom of the first. Why not repeat that if you're Howdigi? Just try to get soft ground ball contact, let your infield take care of the rest of it.
That one almost took a mighty hop on Kevin Parker, too. At the last second, kind of took a hop that was a little bit bigger than a little bit taller than the last couple. But he stuck with it. So a nice play. Gage McCown now the catcher, sophomore, rising sophomore at CSUN, takes the slider for ball 1. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts in the one game against the Crawdads this year. 1-0, a fastball on that outside part of the plate, but just missed for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Howdigi trying to get ahead early. 2 straight batters he's lost to ball 1 in this inning. Half swing on a slider. They'll appeal it to first, but he did not go. So 3 balls, no strikes. And well, going back to last inning now, 3 batters straight, taking ball number 1. But now down 3-0 to the 7th place hitting catcher. And that one not close, so an easy 4-pitch walk for McCown. Doesn't get easier than that.
Yeah, this is not the Howdigi of previous that we've seen with Walnut Creek. Doesn't really have his command in the same way that he was really firing pitches in his last 2 appearances in conference play.
So now it's Mateo Heredia, the DH today, batting from the right side, just at 105, the batting average. About a quarter of the way through the summer season as he watches the ball down low. A changeup. So now 4 straight batters taking ball 1. Heredia did play, but did not get in that batter or plate appearance against the Crawdads the first time. He bounces this one to the left side, and it'll just sneak through the perfect spot between Parker and Woodson. So a base knock gets McCown up to second, and the Stompers could be in business here in the second inning.
Yeah, that was a really great piece of hitting. Hard chopper left side of the infield and perfectly placed. Not a chance for either Woodson or Parker Jr. And they both had good hops on it, good breaks, and they just couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, again, it wasn't hit all that hard, but kind of just chopped right through the middle of where they're stationed. So a tough result on a nice pitch by Howdigi. So now goes to the 9-hitter Bryson Ayala. Takes a slider outside for a strike. Stompers hitter's been pretty relaxed on that slider so far, laying off of it pretty consistently. That one maybe a little outside, but Howdigi got the pitch. Hit hard to short. Parker on a knee. Goes to second for 1. Over to first, Ramos. It's a double play. Just like that, the ground ball that Howdigi was looking for. That one hit a lot harder than the one before, but the twin killing wraps up the second inning and makes it a very quick inning. 0-0 still as we go to the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second, Taylor, Winchell, and Bull due up for this Crawdads offense that had really a decent day against the Stompers in their only head-to-head game so far. 7 hits in 9 innings, drove in 4 runs, walked 4 times, but struck out 9 times to those 4 walks. Left on 7, and whenever you leave on any base runner, you think, yeah, you know, you could have gotten him in, but 7 is not overly, it's not too much for a 9-inning ball game. As the first pitch coming into Cam Taylor, taken for strike 1. That was just the 9th pitch of the day for the starter, Jake Andreas. But the key there, just 1 of 3 losses for the Crawdads this season when they score 4 or more. Next pitch to Taylor is rolled over and bounced to second. Yodi Pero grabs it to his left and fires to first, out number 1. Back-to-back putouts for him.
Good hustle, good speed, though, from Cam Taylor. I mean, we saw him stole a bag last time on Sunday against Philippine Baseball Group. And, you know, for a guy whose frame is 6'2", 220 pounds, you wouldn't expect him to move that fast down the line. But nonetheless, unproductive ball in play for him.
Now Riley Winchell stands in, the righty catcher, batting .240, but the slugging percentage up at .600. Just shows what he's been doing when he is getting base hits. He takes ball 1. He's depositing it into the gaps or over the wall. 3 homers on the season. Again, good for second in the CCL. One to him is fouled away.
And you're absolutely right, Harry. He's just got so much juice in that bat. Brings the hands right down to the hips, and then just turns on the baseball, leaves the bat under it, has good launch angle on most of his swings. And there's a reason why Sacramento State came calling and brought him up to the D1 level.
1-1 from Andreas outside. Ball 2, Winchell gets ahead once again. 6 for 25 on the season, but 3 of those hits homers. So a, 50% home run per hit rate?
That it is.
Next offering is pulled hard to left, sinking down and to the grass. It's a base hit in front of the left fielder, Bass. So the Crawdads have their first base runner, first base hit. And it's the catcher, Riley Winchell.
Yeah, does a great job. Extends now a 4-game hitting streak for Riley Winchell. And that's kind of the 2 things you're going to get with him, either home runs or hard hit singles into the outfield. And that was obviously the latter. But productive, brings up the next guy for Walnut Creek, and Bull, another guy with a ton of pop.
Bryden Bull hits in 5 of his last 6, though he's gotten on in each of his last 6. As a big swing and a miss begins the at-bat against Jake Andreas. Andreas from St. George, Utah, though going to school again at University of San Francisco. About 55 minutes away from here.
Must like it out here in the California sun.
Yeah, and Walnut Creek is kind of the perfect summer weather. It's nice and warm. It's sunny, never too hot, though. Next delivery to Bull, back towards the middle. Second baseman's got it, steps on the bag himself, goes to Garcia at first, and, well, back-to-back innings ended via the double play for both Sonoma and Walnut Creek. Another quick inning of work for Jake Andreas. 0-0 on the Walnut Creek Crawdads Streaming Network. only 49 combined pitches for both starters through 2 innings, thanks to a couple of inning-ending double plays in the top and bottom of the second. But now Kalani Haudegi gets to face the top of this Sonoma order once again that met him in the top of the first with a flyout and 2 walks back-to-back, though no runs came around to score. Kept the ball in the infield pretty fantastically. Now Chase Taylor, who gave one a ride his first time, goes after the first one and hits it straight up behind the plate. Riley Winchell tosses the mask, backpedals, and can't get it. So he'll have to go collect his mask and take the long walk back to the catcher's box. Obviously wants that one over again.
That he does, but very uncharacteristic of Riley Winchell's. Just so good in all ways defensively behind home plate. Good framer, good blocker of wild pitches, and usually gets those pop-ups.
Still a strike, so 0-1, but that one down below the zone. He's really been outstanding. Yeah, and I was about to say, makes that play about 98 times out of 100. 1-1 to Taylor. In there at the belt. Strike 2, so Haudegi gets ahead. But just tough. I mean, those plays really are tough. It gets straight back on you, straight up. Keeps drifting because of the backspin as there's a foul off to stay alive. I always like to cite the YouTube channel. How ridiculous. Because the backspin effect. It's the Magnus effect is the name of it. There it is. I was trying to pick it up, but the Magnus effect and how the ball, when it's spinning backwards in air, it actually doesn't drop down straight up and down. It kind of comes back and loops around itself, its own trajectory. And you got to figure that out as a catcher, and it's real tough. 1-2 from Haudegi is kind of half swing out towards second on a couple of hops. In comes the second baseman, Ramos, and over to first. There's out number 1.
Well read by Ramos over there at second. Does a nice job tracking it in on the high hop. Doesn't set his feet on the throw, but you know, what does it matter? The recently committed Cal State Bakersfield guy.
Yeah.
Going back to the D1 level.
Shout out to the Central Valley in California. I've met a lot of people from there recently. I don't know why. It's been an influx of Central Valley individuals in my life. Setrakian swings through the first offering from Haudegi. But Fresno, Bakersfield, Hanford, several people I've met from there. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, look at that.
No balls in the strike to Trent Keys, the lefty, who takes this one very easily in the dirt. He walked his first time, worked a 3-2 count after going down 0-2. So first 2 pitches, this at-bat already an improvement. Haudegi ready for pitch number 40. And it's a nice changeup. Getting Keys out front for strike number 2.
He hasn't gone to that pitch a whole lot against the left-handers, but man, when a right-hander's changeup is really going, it's like almost a frisbee going the other way against lefties. It's such a weapon.
Just keeps running away from the barrel. Now 1-2. Searching for the outside corner, but taken for ball 2. Looked like he might have went to it again. Could have been the fastball, though.
Kind of in between there. Wasn't quite as slow as the last changeup, but it had the same movement.
2-2. Pulled foul, something off speed.
I like the pitch mix right now that Winchell and Haudegi are going on right now, giving Keys a lot of off-speed stuff. Guy who has really good bat-to-ball skills, so you know he can hammer fastballs. So you got to try to catch him off guard. Although fastball might not be a bad choice here.
2-2 comes, and it's a swing and a foul ball back. I mean, 6'3", 200 in the left-hand batter's box. That in and of itself is a weapon at the plate. Just the fact that you can supply that natural power. 8 home runs as a team for the Stompers. As the next pitch rides outside, a fastball taken again. So the second 3-2 count for Keys in as many plate appearances. Who does himself have none of those 8 homers, but 4 doubles. 3-2, an easy take, so he works the walk once again and works, more importantly, a lot of pitches out of Kalani Haudegi. So he'll be on first base once again.
And that's exactly what he's just so good at, Harry.
Yeah.
I mean, Casey Kasliner, or the other broadcaster for us here at Walnut Creek last year, him and I would talk about this every single time Trent Keys came up to bat. The guy just, you get him down 0-2, and somehow he works a walk on 4 more pitches. He's just unreal in terms of what he will and won't swing at.
Is the Stompers, as a team, that's kind of their identity. Already the 4th walk today, but the 97th on the season. They're tied. They entered today tied for 2nd in the CCL with, again, 93, as there's a strike at the knees, a fastball. Nicely thrown by Howdegi, but, man, I mean, they just know how to take an at-bat, be very disciplined. Trent Keys, that's number 11 now on the season. He's up towards the team lead, top 5. There's a check over at him, but he's back. And also a threat to run. 3 stolen bags is yet to be caught. Also top 5 on the team in that number. Count is 0-1. Reggie, quick delivery, but this one's hit high and deep to right center field. Bull going back. He's looking up, and it leaves the yard to right center. Tino Vassell. A shot out there to right center field, and it opens up the scoring, his 3rd home run of the season. And RBI is number 12 and 13 as the Stompers come in and work some nice at-bats early on and then get the big fly to get out ahead of Walnut Creek early.
And man, what a fantastic job Vassell did right there. Off-speed pitch kind of sits in the top of the zone, turns on it, and absolutely blasts it into that right center gap. I mean, Bull gave it a really nice chase, but I think he knew in his head that that ball was gone anyway.
I would agree. He looked like he kind of had a good read off it off the bat. But now things reset for Hidegi, and he throws the first one in the dirt to Angel Garcia. So 2-0 Stompers. Crawdads didn't do a lot of playing from behind last week. I think the only time was in that extra inning game against the Merchants, where they went down in the 10th, and Riley Winchell hit a walk-off homer. But even that game, they were up the whole time until the 8th. And Alameda scored 3 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. Even things up at 4. Then again, the 1 in the 10th, followed by 3 in the bottom half for the Crawdad win. 1 ball, 1 strike, hit high to right field, though not a lot on it. Over towards the line, Aldridge goes and into, right before crossing into foul ground, makes the catch. So 2 down after the home run. Nice reset at bat for Howdegi, just a 3-pitch out. But again, we're gonna have to see how the Crawdads can kind of play from behind here.
Absolutely, not a position that they've been in too all much this season. First game though against Sonoma, Stompers jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Then the Crawdads rallied back, got 4, led by 2, and then they surrendered that lead in the latter innings.
Yuri Pero rather, stands in and swings through the first pitch for strike 1. He's 0 for 1. He kind of hit a low liner out to left his first time as he takes ball 1 to even things. At least 4 batters have come up in every inning for the Stompers so far, so yet to have a 1-2-3. At least 5 batters twice. As third pitch taken outside, 2 balls and a strike. Howdegi just having a bit of trouble getting ahead of batters right now, but managing it fairly well. The 2-run shot, the only damage. Goes to 3-1.
Just not having quite his day hitting the zone, and kind of on time the Crawdads warming up Paul Wheeler, the left-hander, in the bullpen.
3-1 delivery, outside ball 4. Walk number 5 of the day already through 2 2/3. Paul Wheeler, the lefty, like you said, up and moving. The next 4 batters here, righties, might want to see Hidegi see this inning out at the very least. As he does have, again, the handedness advantage here against the righty Bass. And Gage McCown on deck as well. Just needs 1 out. And that pitch in the dirt. Two 2-0. Stompers lead it early. 2 hits this inning. Rather hit last inning and a walk and then a homer this inning. This one hit hard to short. Parker to a knee, goes to second for one, and that will end the inning. That's all they need. So the 2-run shot is the damage. Crawdads will have to play from behind today. Sonoma leading it. Bottom third coming up. Bottom third of the Crawdads lineup coming up. Today's player of the game will be brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth. This includes the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. 2-0 Stompers lead it after a 2-run shot. Thanks to Tino Vassell, his third of the year, now recaptures the team lead in that number after the walk by Trent Keys brought home both of them. So now it'll be Barrett Ronson, Shane Aldridge, and Elijah Ramos in charge of getting the Crawdads back. Still a lot of time, of course, to make up for 2 runs lost. But out on the mound, Jake Andreas is rolling. He's thrown 8 pitches in each of the first 2 innings to a total of 16. Hardly having to work. His first pitch, a fastball outside for a ball. I'm curious if the Crawdads will be taking till they get a strike here to start the inning.
Might be wise.
We'll see here from Ronson, a 1-0, kind of a half swing, but taken for a strike anyways. So maybe exactly that there, just kind of trying to get the timing down, but knowing you're not going to swing either way. 1-1 from Andreas, a slider outside. 2 balls and a strike. Ronson ahead. We'll hit this one towards second. Routine for Yuri Pero, who hits it over to first. That's already his 3rd put out of the game over there at second. He's been a busy man.
That he has. He's handled them all rather well. No mistakes thus far.
He's done a nice job. He came down to Eugene, Oregon at the start of the baseball season with the Youngstown State Penguins, and he was kind of the guy for him. Leading off, playing a nice infield position. Aldridge goes after the first one. It's to the first baseman, Angel Garcia, and he'll walk it to the bag for the 3 unassisted. So certainly not taking till there's a strike, but now already 5 pitches and 2 outs.
Yeah, Crawdads not really doing themselves any favors right now. Swinging the first pitch like that, especially against a guy like Andreas, who's really dealing right now.
Yeah.
You got to force him to throw pitches, throw you stuff outside, work up that pitch count. Otherwise, he's going to go 6 innings easily.
Well, and it's kind of a conundrum because it's a guy who's living in the zone so much. So you obviously want to only swing at strikes, but when those strikes are leading to quick outs, you say, okay, you know, we're putting the ball in play, but just nothing doing so far. 1-0 to Ramos. He'll watch a slider, so 2 straight balls has him ahead 2-0, trying to flip it over to the top of the order. And that was kind of the losing recipe against the San Luis Obispo Blues 7 games ago. That was the Crawdads' most recent loss. As Ramos almost gets drilled by the 2-0, but gets out of the way. So 3 balls, no strikes.
I mean, this is a great at-bat right now from Elijah Ramos, just standing in there, holding the bat, forcing Andreas to throw pitches to you, and he hasn't thrown a good one yet.
3-0's in there on the inside for a strike.
And there's the first one.
Yep. But again, even against the Blues, that the approach of putting the ball in play was fairly positive. They were making hard contact, just kind of putting it on the ground. Kind of the same thing today. 3-1 is drilled to the left center field gap, but racing over. Taylor will get it down near his shoe tops from center. A nice play on the run, but again, more hard contact for the Crawdads. That said, another 1, 2, 3. Second one, third one. 3 straight. Andreas has faced the minimum through 3. 2-0 Stompers lead. The California Collegiate League's biggest event of the summer is coming to Reno, Nevada on Saturday, July 4th. The 2026 CCL All-Star Game will bring together the league's top players and future professional prospects at Greater Nevada Field, home of the Reno Aces. Following the game, fans will enjoy a spectacular fireworks show as part of the America 250 celebration. To purchase tickets and learn more, visit www.calsummerball.com. And what a celebration it'll be. Every day we play here, we get closer to that All-Star game. Now, it's very exciting to think about.
That it is. It's going to be fun. I have to imagine lots of Crawdads and lots of Stompers going to be represented.
Oh, yeah. For Kalani Hadagi, bottom third of the order, due up this inning. Gage McCown, the catcher, takes ball number 1. He took 4 of them his first time up, so he's just seen 5 balls today, and that's it. 4-pitch walk. Had him on first in the second inning, got over to second, but that's as far as he got. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball on the outside, evens things for a strike. Paul Wheeler still dealing out there in the bullpen, the lefty, probably coming on after this bottom third of the lineup. 3 straight lefties and 3 straight righties for the Stompers as a fastball is spiked by Howdigi, who just threw pitch number 62. Really had to labor last inning through 26 pitches. Slider out and up, 3 balls and a strike, so McCown in danger of walking once again. And Kalani in danger of walking his 6th batter of the day. Instead, it's a high fly into right. Shane Aldridge out there is under it, and he'll camp in shallow right for the catch.
And that's exactly the approach you want if you're Howdigi. You're down 3-1, throw something over the plate, induce some contact where your defense can get to it. That's textbook. And Aldridge, very easy play for him out there on right.
So Mateo Heredia had a base hit his last time, only a 105 hitter on the season, but has one of the 2 hits today. Has a slider on the outside, beautifully thrown, taken for a strike.
And when Howdigi's locating that slider, he looks really good. Everything's playing well, but it's been whether or not he can hit it against the right-handers.
0-1, a front door slider this time, in there for a strike. That's knee-buckling stuff.
And just gross movement both vertically and horizontally. Leaves these Stomper batters kind of confused when they see it.
So no balls, 2 strikes. Fastball on the outside is rolled over to short. Parker, a tough hop off the lip. He can't handle it, so goes for an error. And that's just a disgusting hop.
That's the old dirt striking again there.
Yeah.
Parker Jr. had a great read on it. It was softly hit over to him. You know, easy, or should have been easy pick and throw. But instead, that dirt just caught a bad lip on the ball, maybe caught the seam and forced a weird pop.
Right off the lip of where the grass meets the dirt, and that's always the danger zone. So now, all of a sudden, Stompers a runner on first with just 1 down. The 9-hitter Ayala takes strike 1 at the knees. Grounded into an inning-ending double play in the second. That was a big one. He had a runner on second. Chance to score a run, but Hidegi made the pitch to get him out of it.
That's exactly what the Crawdads are looking for right here. Another Double play to turn on a ground ball.
They've turned now 10 this season. There's a slider just off the outside, taken for a strike. Definitely a few extra inches given on the outside to the righties today by our home plate ump, and it's been consistent. So look for both Jauregui and Andreas to attack there. Now no balls and 2 strikes. Ayala swings and misses. Looked like a slow curveball that time. And he goes down way out in front of that one for the first strikeout of the day for Jauregui.
Yeah, really nice pitch there. Just sets up the last 2 hitters really well with the off speed, with the breaking ball specifically. And both Heredia and Ayala had a whole lot of trouble with it.
Chase Taylor, the leadoff man, back in. Paul Wheeler still warming up, so not going to see make the move to the lefty just yet. Even though 3 are due up, including this one, as there's a ball. Already the 3rd plate appearance for Taylor in 4 innings.
Yeah, Stompers' order is moving around a lot.
That's what 4 walks and an error could do to you as a pitcher. Is another ball upstairs to Taylor. Just trying to limit the free passes. Jauregui's been more in the zone this inning. After a 5-pitch walk, went 0-2 to both Heredia and Ayala. Now gets a strike over the plate to Taylor, goes to 2-1. Just trying to find the release point today. He's been definitely figuring it out this inning. 2-1 to Taylor. Backdoor slider, called strike. Nice pitch.
Very nice pitch from Jauregui there. Needed it there.
Certainly.
And absolutely got it. Now, everything's at your disposal. Don't really know if you're the batter, Taylor, where exactly he's going to go. You can go to any of the pitches in any location.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And that one about 3 feet in front of the plate, spiked down. So that'll allow Heredia to move up to second. Winchell, nice job to stay in front of it, though. No shot to get the runner. So now it goes 3-2 with 2 down. Runner would have been on the move from first anyways. Now base hit to the outfield will definitely score Heredia from second. Jauregui a long pause and comes in, and it's tipped into the mitt. A changeup had him out front. Winchell holds on. Back-to-back strikeouts ends the inning for Jauregui. And all things considered, a nice outing. 4 innings, just 2 runs, but Crawdads now chasing 2 runs still. Bottom 4th coming up. Bottom of the 4th, Andreas has faced the minimum, though, has only thrown 25 pitches through the first 3 innings. But within those 25 pitches, there's been some solid contact by the Crawdads, and no different from that. Probably the best example of it. Leading off the game, TJ Woodson hit the ball 106 miles an hour. Over to Tino Vassell at third, though, unfortunately made an incredible diving play to his left to rob Woodson of a leadoff knock. Woodson just trying to replicate that swing against Andreas, who fires a slider above the letters to begin the 4th and to begin his 2nd time through this Crawdad order as they chase the 2 runs they lost in the 3rd inning. Next one to Woodson, a good pitch in there. Fastball taken for strike one.
Yeah, very nice. Miss the first pitch off speed, fire a fastball in there, outer third. You know, the hitter's probably going to take it anyway.
Working quickly, Andreas, another slider above the zone, taken by Woodson. 2 balls and a strike. Woodson rooming with our broadcast producer, Jack Brooks.
That he is.
That's the fun house. 2-1. Andreas from the windup inside. Woodson takes again, 3-1. Woodson, Dylan Perez. The 2 team representatives rooming together. And he's ahead 3-0 and takes ball 4. So just the second base runner in the first walk. TJ Woodson's kind of had the best ABs at the top of the order here, filling in for, again, the guy that the Crawdads will be without for the rest of the summer, and Peyton Rolls.
And now looking to try to emulate number 16. Manager Brett Cummings here for the Crawdads would love a stolen bag. I would not be surprised if they send Woodson.
48 on the season for the Crawdads, 2 shy of 50. Daniel Pulasic takes a strike off the inside. A fastball well placed. Pulasic 0 for 1, bounced out to short. Woodson on first, leaning towards second, but he'll dive back on. A nice move by Jake Andreas. And he had a considerable lead. He had to take the full step and dive back. That's kind of the limit of where you want your lead to be, but he's beyond the curved cut of the grass. He stays put, and Pulasic takes strike 2 on the outside now. So working east and west very effectively, Jake Andreas in this at-bat. Both pitches, though, kind of a little bit off the edge of the plate on the inside than the outside.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think the zone to Pulasic a bit extended here.
The shortstop Ayala shaded towards second. Pulasic swings through a high fastball. And believe it or not, just the first strikeout of the day for Jake Andreas, who's been working so effectively.
Yeah, that he has. But then again, if you're Pulasic in that bat, you get a strike that you don't agree with on the inside. Then outside, you know the zone's extended. You have to swing at anything close with 2 strikes on you, and that's the result. That's just a really tough at bat for him.
That is exactly what just happened there. I mean, you got it on the head, partner. So now KPJ stands in. One of the several ground outs to second. He was the first one. Has a slider on the outside, just outside. Home plate ump showing off that with the right hand, pushing that one out, that it was just off the zone. Andreas checks the runner, now comes home with a fastball. That's again a little outside. 2 balls, no strikes. KPJ well ahead.
Guy that can really work a lot of walks, 9 through 14 games in CCL play. Patient, but he's been on a tear lately.
TJ Woodson with 3 stolen bases, standing over at first. He'll stay home, pitch in the dirt. Nice block by the catcher, McCown.
Wow.
Got out in front of that one and would have just threw his body at it. Almost picked it entirely, too, with the glove.
Yeah, that was very athletic behind the dish from McCown there. But at the same time, Harry, this is exactly what the Crawdads are looking for. Second time through, seeing a lot of pitches, forcing Andreas to try to work into the strike zone. And in this inning, hasn't done so very much. Woodson, a 5-pitch walk, 3-0 count to Parker Jr.
They'll check back on Woodson, who gets back standing.
Crawdads in a favorable position. They can keep doing this. You set up your power hitters in the heart of the zone up really well, especially if Parker Jr. can get aboard here.
KPJ way ahead. And it's a 4-pitch walk. So walk, strikeout, walk starts the inning for the Crawdads' top 3. Now Bam Bam Cam will step up in the left side, and real quick, the Stompers is going to have a chat on the mound. Pitching coach heading out with the catcher McCown, meeting with Jake Andreas. Figuring out how they're going to approach Cam Taylor, who's now just had 3 plate appearances as a Crawdad this season. He's 0 for 1 officially, has a walk and hit by pitch, though. He was telling me, what day was it on? Sunday? No, Monday. During media day, he really wanted to swing the bat, but they just didn't give him anything, and that was really the truth. First pitch he saw this season, drilled him.
Yeah, exactly, and had a okay pitch to hit in the 1-0 count, or the 1-1 count in his last time up, and grounded it into second this time. And Harry, you have to remember, traditionally, you wouldn't think of Cam Taylor, a big first baseman, as a guy with a very disciplined approach, but he does. He walks so much for a power hitting guy like he is from the left side.
Yeah.
I would expect him to be very patient right now.
Andreas has been missing the zone, kind of the opposite of Haudegi in the top of this inning. Haudegi started to find the zone. Now Andreas into the stretch with a runner on second and first. Cam Taylor takes inside for a ball. That one almost got him again.
That it did. He had to move those hips out of the way.
Turn the front hip towards us. You can see us on the stream. Hello. 1-0 to the lefty. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike.
I can't say I endorse that as a strike call, Harry. That looked well outside to me.
Yeah, it's been at least consistent. It looks like about 1 or 2 baseballs off the inside or outside. Making the guy swing the bat. Slider fouled away. A big rip by Taylor. That's kind of what you want to see in summer ball, too. You want to see him take hacks.
Absolutely. That's what everybody's out here for, getting live at-bats for the pitchers. You want to throw strikes, get guys out. For the hitters, you just want opportunities to swing the bat and put it in play.
Now Taylor having to deal with a 1-2 count. It's Woodson on second and Parker Jr. on first. So speed in the bags and speed in the box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Andreas comes home. That one again almost getting. Taylor has to lean out of the way.
That he does. Now, if you're Cam Taylor in this spot, got to just try to lift something in the air, at least allow the runners to move over and bring up Winchell to the plate. Ground ball is not at all what you're looking for.
Anything but the inning-ending double play. 2-2, skips in and gets away from McCown. Wild pitch moves the runners into second and third and now wipes out the possibility of a traditional double play. And with all the speed on the bags, I highly doubt that a sac fly style double play would even be possible.
Right. And now especially, just got to lift the ball in the air if you're Taylor, at least plate 1 with Woodson at third.
Infield is playing back. You can put it on the ground too, and you'll have cut halfway into this lead. So 3-2 action pitch coming. Runners are now on second and third following the wild pitch. Taylor swings and misses. Fastball rose above the zone for the second strikeout of the inning and the second strikeout of the day for Jake Andreas. There's that induced vertical break.
That's exactly what I was going to say. There's that four-seamer with the IVB, and what a nasty pitch from Jake Andreas. Gets Cam Taylor to bite high cheese. Such a tough pitch to lay off of. You see a four-seamer up in the zone, you're like, oh yeah, I know I can crush this, especially if you're Cam Taylor, a guy who's confident in his power, and then just it rises too much. You expect it to drop more than it ends up doing, and you swing and miss.
Riley Winchell stands in and takes a slider outside for a ball. Both pitchers, kind of as they've gone deeper into their start, have thrown that slider early in the count. So no success there as we're just beyond an hour played in this game. Andreas going from the windup with the runner on third, and Winchell takes high on a fastball, goes to 2 balls, no strikes.
I like this from Winchell. Hold the bat until you see something you really like. We know he likes to sit on fastballs especially. That's how he hit that walk-off against Alameda.
Rode that one high and deep and out. Now way ahead 2-0, and he pops this one high and not very deep and out of play.
That's the pitch he wanted. I mean,
yeah.
Got a fastball kind of in that, I guess, slightly to the outer third, and Winchell didn't quite catch it, with the end of the bat, and obviously flared away. But generally, that's what he's going to look for again.
Has very good barrel control, keeps the hands in kind of at the hip level. The bat looks like it's kind of on the shorter side, but when I was playing, I kind of liked that because it felt like I had the location of it in the back of my mind a little bit better. So now a 2-1 to Winchell, and he fouls it right on back, 2-2.
Pure heat from Andreas. Love to see it. Just challenge the hitter. Go to your best pitch, the fastball, low in the zone. Now you've got to make Winchell really think.
Andreas again going from the windup with the runner on third. That's Woodson on third, Parker on second. We're even at 2. From the windup, here's Andreas. Winchell just stays alive. Nasty biting slider. Carlos Hernandez retrieves the foul ball.
Hernandez celebrated his birthday yesterday.
Yes, happy birthday to Carlos. Another guy who's contributed to this sensational bullpen, especially over the last week.
Absolutely had a save.
Yeah, the only save for the Crawdads so far. Now Winchell still doing battle with Andreas. 2-2. Way up, so an easy take. Now 3 balls and 2 strikes. And if you want to throw a pitch kind of out of the zone here as Jake Andreas, you can. You got Bryden Bull on deck, who is quite dangerous. He hasn't even really been struggling, just a little bit tampered down from this Player of the Week campaign. Now the payoff pitch, slider, buckled Winchell, couldn't get a swing off as he kept the bat on the shoulder. So called strike 3. Andreas gets 3 strikeouts, 2 swinging, 1 looking to nullify the threat from the Crawdads. 2-0, Sonoma still leads. Paul Wheeler into the ball game with his still entirely unscathed 0.00 league ERA. He's gone 6 innings in league play so far. This will be his 5th time out there, and well, he's just been so outstanding from the left side. He has a win, has just allowed 2 hits and 6 strikeouts to 3 walks, so exactly 2-1, and 9 strikeouts per 9, so 1 per inning so far. And he's just looking to kind of keep this deficit right where it's at, 2-0 so far. After 4 innings pitched by Kalani Haudegi, things could have been worse because he gave up 4 walks and 2 hits, but only 2 runs came around. But right now you have to think Paul Wheeler, you get 2 lefties just trying to minimize the threat.
Absolutely. 2 lefties immediately due up. 3 of the next 4 batters for
Yep.
Sonoma are lefties, so you go to the lefty specialist, Wheeler. Sinker-slider combination is just very hard to hit if you're a left-handed batter, especially even for Trent Keys.
Trent Keys, who has walked twice and scored a run in his 2 tries so far. Now sees something from the left side, and it's a strike, a sinker beautifully placed on the outside part of the plate. Kind of a low 3/4 release for Paul Wheeler. Again, very, very difficult to manage from the left side, and sort of whips it hard through time and space. Is there strike 2?
Yeah, it just kind of snaps the arm down and fires rockets into that outer third against left-handers. So even if they do make contact, it's off the end of the bat, rolled into the left side of the infield.
So 2 straight sinkers on the outer black. Has Wheeler up 0-2, goes with the up and in pitch, but taken for a ball.
Yeah, just missed a slider top of the zone there. But good waste pitch. Now you can, if you really wanted to, go a slider low and away, probably get a bite, or maybe a sinker low and inside. Either way, you're up ahead 1-2. World is Paul Wheeler's oyster right now.
Maybe looking for a Trent Keys chase. Very elusive. 1-2. Said it's a whiff. Top of the zone. Fastball by him for strike 3, first of the day for Wheeler, and his first batter faced.
It's exactly how you got to get it done. Just change the eye level of the hitter, attack different parts of the zone with the sinker, and then throw in a couple of breaking balls just to keep the hitter off balance as well. Paul Wheeler, just a very cerebral pitcher.
He is not a fun at-bat, as Tino Vassell might be about to witness, but he homered last time up against the righty Hadagi as he takes ball one. So Vassell's kind of having the day to remember for both sides so far. A walk and a homer, but as well as that, made an outstanding play on the 106-mile-an-hour ground ball by T.J. Woodson to open the game. Next one up and in, 2-0.
Yeah, he's certainly having himself quite the day. Already the walk and the homer. Ahead in this count, 2-0. Unlikely to kind of keep swinging, I would imagine. Probably want to hold the bat, see what you can get.
Slider off the front door, taken for a strike. So Paul Wheeler gets into the count, 2-1. And that's this late movement. You got to keep the front shoulder in as a lefty against that slider. You can't let it fly open and give up on the pitch. Now a 2-1 is fouled off left side. So Wheeler's definitely had Vassell off time.
That's exactly where you want him. Left-handed pitcher on the hill. You want to make sure that these guys don't know what's coming, even though you're only throwing 2 pitches. Keep them off balance.
Riley Dickey, the right-hander for Sonoma, getting warmed up as the 2-2 slider called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Paul Wheeler. As again, Vassell just kind of, he was stepping out on that one, didn't really know where it was coming or where it was going. So second strikeout in as many batters for Paul Wheeler.
And man, that was just filth from Paul Wheeler. Doing a really good job against the left-handers. That's exactly why manager Brant Cummings brought him in.
Angel Garcia now the first righty that Paul Wheeler will face. He's gotten on once and flew out to right as well. He reached on a fielder's choice the first time. Popped out to Shane Aldridge in right. Sinker bearing in. Taken for a ball. One ball, no strikes. Angel Garcia waving the bat around. A couple loops in the left hand, now ready to go, waggling above the right shoulder. 1-0, called a strike.
Really nice two-seamer away from the right-handed batter. I had to guess that Winchell and Wheeler are probably going to keep dialing that up.
That's right on the black, especially bearing away from the righties now. The sinker comes into play nicely for Wheeler. There's another that's fouled right back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wheeler a strike away from striking out the side in order.
That's exactly what the Crawdads are looking for, especially after appearance from Howdigi where he could not get a 1-2-3 inning. Did do his job, though, to his credit. 4 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs allowed, 5 walks, and 2 Ks. Not a bad day at all.
5 walks, that's right. 1-2 from Wheeler. The slow slider, half swing. Held up. They'll check down to first. And he went around. So a delayed appeal as Wheeler clinches the 1-2-3 inning, strikes him out in order, and gives him the claw. Bottom of the 5th coming up, 2-0. Bottom 5. After just about an hour, which means Charlie Limoncelli going to take you the rest of the way.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Harry. Finn Chapman, the right-hander for Sonoma, gets the call out of the bullpen. Jake Andreas, what a day for him, though,
Wow.
Harry. 4 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 3 Ks. Stranded 2 base runners for Walnut Creek, especially in the bottom of the 4th. Walnut Creek walked a pair, and then he got 3 strikeouts in the total in order to get it done. Anyways, Stompers lead 2-0, courtesy of the Tino Vassell 2-run shot back in the 3rd. And Bryden Bull, Barrett Ronson, and Shane Aldridge, 6, 7, and 8, with a chance to do something about it for Walnut Creek.
Well, the Crawdads kind of just ran into the wrong guy at the wrong time. Jake Andreas, if you look at his last 2 outings now, 8 innings pitched, just 2 hits given up, 9 strikeouts, 2 walks. I mean, he's just been outstanding lately, so they're glad to see him out of this game.
That they are. Finn Chapman making his debut for Sonoma, rising redshirt junior at St. Mary's College, where over the last 2 seasons, he has 17 appearances to the tune of a 12 ERA. Righty kicks and fires. First pitch to Bull. Wave and a miss. Breaking ball low and outside. Bryden Bull grounded into a 3-4 unassisted double play back in the 2nd inning. It's 5 for his last 29, last 6 games entering today. The 0-1. Bull fouls it off, end of the bat. 0-2.
The guys have really been attacking him soft away lately. He's kind of been pulling off of righty changeups and as well as that, just breaking balls. So trying to elevate the ball a bit, though. Again, still has gotten on each of the last 6.
Chapman has this sign from McCown behind the dish. Winds and delivers the 0-2 pitch. Bull waves and misses, a changeup low.
Just got into a bit of swing mode there, too. Again, they opened him up with the changeup out, and then came hard inside, and then another changeup kind of put him away. Bull just committed to one speed that at bat and just didn't really get it.
That he did not. 1 down, no on for Barrett Ronson, the first baseman, also grounded out to 2nd to lead off the 3rd inning. Ronson manning first base today for Walnut Creek. Enters the day. .238 hitter in 13 games. First pitch from Chapman, a fastball hit high in the air to right, but not deep. Keys tracking under it to his left, moving towards the line, makes the catch. 3 pitches, 2 outs.
Started to carry on him a bit, too. Started kind of ranging back, but had a good beat on it the whole way. But this is not what you want to do if you're the Crawdads. Again, just 4 pitches now, 2 outs. Andreas worked incredibly efficiently through the first 3 innings, just 25 pitches before throwing 25 in the 4th, ending with 50 on the day, but they've been hitting into quick outs all day today.
So now it's Aldridge up. 2 outs, no one on. Grounded out to first in his first at-bat today. First offering, a breaking ball misses low. First time that Chapman in his debut has dished out a first pitch ball. Aldridge, entering this week, has not struck out in his last 18 plate appearances. He's been putting the ball in play, but not a ton of ball in play luck. 163 average entering today. 1-0 from Chapman, curveball inside. Now Wes Harwell, another right-hander for Sonoma, warming up a little bit. Could be more of a bullpen by committee today for Sonoma after Andreas' start. 2-0 to Aldridge. Fastball not close. 3-0 to the Hayward native in the portal. Spent the spring at Menlo College and raked. Primary leadoff guy. Ramos on deck. The 3-0 home from Chapman. Aldridge takes a fastball belt high, strike 1.
This is a nice at-bat, all things considered, but when you put it in the context of an inning where he's gotten 2 outs on 4 pitches, kind of tough to deal with that. Well, still a long way to go to score a run. You got to get guys on before they can get one out.
3-1, Aldridge rips it over to first. Tough hop Garcia, and it gets away from him. Shane Aldridge rounding over to second with the speed. Underhand toss from Keys in the outfield. In time, they catch Aldridge trying to get an extra base on the error. Very awkward sequence of events, but the final tally is a 1-2-3 inning for Finn Chapman. We'll take a break. Top of the 6th coming up right after this. Top of the 6th after the Crawdads go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 5th. They still trail 2. And it's Misael Europero, Wesley Bass, and Gage McCown facing the new arm for Walnut Creek, Alex Gomez, the right-hander, coming out of that right field bullpen. Gomez, this will be his 4th appearance in CCL play. He's 0 for 1 with a 2.25 ERA in 8 innings. He's been kind of a multi-inning guy, Harry, for Walnut Creek, and he's been rather effective. Just that 8 strikeouts to 6 walks total, 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned throughout his time against CCL opponents.
He's been excellent. I mean, it feels like that's what we've been saying about every bullpen arm as of late. But, man, yeah, 2 innings last time out, 3 innings in each of the 2 before that. So he can give you some distance. Fastball, changeup, cutter. This type of guy will throw it all to righties and then kind of become primary changeup against the lefties, tailing away. So has a lefty in Europero to start things off, then 4 straight righties. So probably see a good helping of that changeup in this at bat. That may beyond that, you'll start to see the fastball take place, and then the cutter as well.
So here comes Europero, 0 for 1 with a walk. First pitch from Gomez, fastball hit hard, deep to center. Bull tracking back slightly to the left, at the wall, makes the catch, reaches up with the right hand.
Well, I'll tell you, I thought Europero got quite a bit more than that. I thought he rode that first fastball, turned it around, and sent it out of here. But again, another instance of Bryden Bull ranging back into his left, making a nice play. His right pinky a little bit banged up, but it's been no problem so far. He's looked fantastic out there. He goes 3 fingers in the pinky spot for the glove.
Yeah, did a nice job. Got it done. Now Wesley Bass here. First offering from Gomez. Fastball inner third, strike 1. Bass 0 for 2, a pair of ground outs. Gomez trying to get through a couple innings of work, relieving Paul Wheeler and Kalani Hadigi before him. 0-1, waving and miss. The bat leaves Bass's hands.
Wow.
And look out for his teammates. Yikes.
Oh, my gosh. That was way too close to Wesley Bass. He didn't even react, though.
Yeah, I don't think he knew it left the hands.
Yeesh.
0-2, Wheeler went 1 inning, 3 strikeouts in the top of the 5th. Just a perfect inning in relief of Hadigi. Gomez trying to keep it the same. The 0-2. Outer third fastball misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the left fielder for Sonoma.
I mean, that was definitely outside, but believe it or not, that was actually pretty close to what we've seen called the strike today,
Yeah,
consistently.
Gomez back to the well. The 1-2. Off speed, bounces in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bass. Rising sophomore at Georgia State, Wesley Bass. This is his 6th game for Sonoma. 167 hitter with 2 ribbies entering this contest against Walnut Creek. Harwell throwing pitches in the Stomper bullpen. The 2-2. Bass fouls it straight back behind home plate. We'll stay at 2-2. Bass, a native of Marietta, Georgia, stayed home to play his college ball, but all the way out here in the California Bay Area to play some summer baseball. Gomez trying to put him away. 2-2. Fastball high and tight, full count.
I always wonder about how those guys kind of find out about or decide to eventually come across the country to play summer ball. My cousin last year, for example, he's from Castro Valley, not too far away from here, and played in Alaska last year during the summer.
Wow. It's always so fascinating.
Yeah.
Payoff from Gomez. Wave and a miss. Blew the fastball past Bass. 2 down. No one on. Top of the 6th. Let's have a look. Last time these 2 teams faced, the Crawdads bullpen, one of the causes of the loss for Walnut Creek. Bullpen, 4 innings pitched, 4 earned runs on 3 hits, and 7 walks was the problem. Thus far, no walks from Wheeler, and through the first 2 batters that Gomez has faced, no walks either.
And 4 strikeouts out of those 5 batters faced.
Doing a nice job. Now McCown digs in. First pitch, change up low.
It's just been kind of a change of pace from the starter Hadigi. He was, again, still really able to limit the damage, and that's bat to Bass. Looked like Bass just was deciding he was going to swing that pitch no matter what.
McCown, the 1-0. Takes a fastball inner third. And yeah, absolutely, Harry, I think you're right. Bass just swinging on pretty much anything. Was challenged with a fastball, was expecting it, but Gomez got it past him. 1-1 to McCown. Fastball lined sharply to right field. Aldridge moving to the left, makes the catch, and the Crawdads for the second straight time on defense. 1-2-3, they give Sonoma the claw. We'll take a break. Still trailing by 2. Walnut Creek back up to bat in the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th, the Stompers go back to the bullpen and bring out the right-hander, Wes Harwell, rising junior at the University of San Francisco. Harwell, 6th appearance. He's faced 40 batters in an 8 1/3 innings pitched already this summer. 2.16 ERA, Harry. He has been incredibly good. 6 hits, 8 strikeouts to 6 walks. Tough work for 9-1-2 for Walnut Creek. Ramos, Woodson, and Pulasic.
Well, and they've really, again, just been allowing these Stomper hitters, or pitchers rather, to work very, very quickly. Just 1 inning of work for Finn Chapman, a shutout inning, 1 strikeout, only through 9 pitches, and that's been about the pace so far, outside of 1 sore thumb 4th inning, where Jake Andreas, the starter, threw 25. 8 pitches in the first, 8 in the second, 9 in the third, and then 9 in the 5th. So Crawdads offense just really not giving themselves a chance here. They're hitting the ball in play, but it's just swinging early and hitting into outs. So pitchers have done a good job of peppering the zone for these Crawdad hitters.
See if Ramos, Woodson, and Pulasic can change the Crawdad fortunes on offense. Ramos, 3-1 count, hit a deep line drive into the left center gap, but a nice play from Chase Taylor retired him. Ramos committed earlier this morning to Cal State Bakersfield. He's going to play Division I college ball again. First pitch from Harwell, fastball yanked outside. 1-0 to Ramos. 167 hitter through 12 games. 8 ribbies, though, on 7 hits. Harwell sets letter high, kicks and fires. Breaking ball finds its way into the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And go Roadrunners. It's a fun mascot.
That it is. Casey Levitt McGee, former Crawdad last year, in the middle of his tenure, committed to Cal State Bakersfield. He played outfield. Now, back-to-back years, the Crawdads have had a guy in the portal commit to CSU Bakersfield. Ramos takes that one outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ramos just puts the ball in play. 12 groundouts, 16 flyouts in his 42 at-bats this year. 2-1 offering. Serve the other way, base hit into shallow right. Ramos starts off the Crawdads hot in the bottom of the 6th.
And out of everyone in this Crawdad lineup so far, it's been Ramos, the 9-hitter, who's had the best swings of the day so far. Again, you mentioned the center fielder, Chase Taylor, making an excellent play in the gap last time. I thought that was down surely for extra bases, but anyways, now 2 hard line drives, 1 reaching for a base hit. And most importantly, it is just the second time the Crawdads have started the inning with a runner on base. First time they've gotten a leadoff hit.
1 on, no one out for TJ Woodson. 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. Squares bunt, lays it down, third base side. Woodson chugging over to first, but the throw from Vassell well in time. Ramos does move to second.
That's what you got to do when your offense has been cold. Try and manufacture a run, try and make the defense make a play. That one, I mean, the third baseman, Vassal, came racing in, threw it a little high to first, then handled well by Garcia. So just trying to put the defense into action in ways that they haven't been tested so far. It's a good way to try and force their hand a bit, maybe force a wild throw. But regardless, it puts a runner in scoring position with just one out. That's just as valuable.
Absolutely. Brings up the left-hander Pulasic to the dish. Entered today 4 for his last 10 with a triple and 3 RBIs. First offering from Harwell. Breaking ball well outside. And last time that Pulasic was up, he's 0 for 2. Grounded out his first time, then a 3-pitch strikeout on a pair of balls that were kind of expanded the strike zone. One inside, one outside, then had to swing top of the zone. Ramos dancing at second. 1-0 pitch to Pulasic. Served the other way into left. Now trailing towards the foul line. Ramos has the wave, and he'll head in to score. RBI double, Daniel Pulasic. The Crawdads are on the board in the bottom of the 6th. Still no one out.
And I really love that swing off the bat of Daniel Pulasic. Let the fastball get deep, just kind of stayed inside the baseball and still put a good swing on it. The other way, that one had some juice on it still. I mean, and again, kind of a bit of a later swing, but really good job to get the hands through quickly.
Yeah, it does the job. Crawdads just trail by 1, and still an RBI chance for the red-hot Kevin Parker Jr. Parker Jr. 0 for 1 today. A ground out and a walk. Advanced on a wild pitch. But through his last 34 at-bats, Parker Jr. 9 for 34, 3 doubles, 2 homers, OPS of 872. Also 7 stolen bags in that stretch.
6 for his last 13 as well, just over the last 3 games. A couple doubles there and a homer.
Just looking to put the ball in play and played another one. Harwell steps off, throws to first where there's no one on the bases.
So they're appealing whether Pulasic missed first base or not on his way to second, which was actually a highly contended subject in our intern softball game.
That it was.
The other day.
Stompers kind of similarly don't get the favorable call.
Correct.
So Pulasic was safe, touched the bag, and remains at second.
Might be the first ever intern softball game with an appeal.
Perhaps so it was. And it was fun, though.
Absolutely. We got the win.
Harwell comes home, bounces one outside to Parker Jr. Pulasic reaches third on the wild pitch. Tying run for Walnut Creek, 90 feet away, and all Parker Jr. has to do is put this one in the air, Harry.
Yeah, and there behind the plate, though, with Gage McCown, when you have the one knee down strategy, the idea is you kind of sacrifice some blocking, and you try to pick everything that comes in the dirt on the short hop like that. If it's right in front of you, then you can kind of get down to a knee and block, but anything to the left or right of where you're set up, it becomes that much more difficult to be mobile and block. So the pick attempt came up unsuccessful. Cost them 90 feet.
The 1-0 from Harwell. Outside breaking ball hit high in the air. Into right field. Keys tracking back, makes the catch. Pulasic tags from third, and he'll score on the sac fly. We're tied at 2. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, that's big swing of the bat. Just situational hitting. Had it down to a T right there. And that one was hit pretty good, too.
Yeah, well struck.
Yeah, wow. 2 down. Now Cam Taylor, nobody on. I think you just let him rip it. Strikes out. You know, you can rest with your laurels. Game tied after the 6th. I think Cam Taylor's going to come up swinging hard.
Taylor 0 for 2. First offering to him in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes to the Crawdad designated hitter. Making his first start here in 2026. Taylor, a guy who played 32 games for the Crawdads in 2025. 2 homers, 2 doubles. Breakout year at Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College this spring at the NAIA level. 1-0, fastball misses away.
Ooh. Again, that is certainly, that pitch has been there today. Taylor may be getting away with one. It probably is a pitch you'd rather take, but good spot by Harwell either way.
Keller Osbin, the right-hander, warming up for Sonoma now. 2-0 to Taylor. Breaking ball on the outer third, this time called a strike.
That one looked about the same spot. Maybe the benefit of the movement, though, coming back towards the plate, I guess. Could have helped to get the call.
No one on, 2 outs. Crawdads have already plated 2 in the bottom of the 6th. 2-1, Taylor waves and a misses. Breaking ball low. Winchell's on deck, but like you mentioned, Harry, Taylor probably just swinging away, try to get an extra base knock here. A little bit of a 2-out rally, perhaps. Harwell, the 2-2. Taylor takes well outside, full count. Second time that Cam Taylor has worked into a full count.
Pitchers just in general so far have really stayed away from him. And last time he did get 3-2, did strike out, but action pitch regardless coming.
Yeah, elevated fastball got Taylor to bite last time. Harwell, payoff. Wave and a miss. Blows a fastball past Taylor. 2 strikeouts on the Crawdad DH's day, but Crawdads get 2 back, 2 hits, plus a sac fly from Kevin Parker, and we're tied heading into the top of the 7th. We'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere. Later on today, Player of the Game brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth, including the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Top of the 7th, Harry. We're tied at 2. The Sonoma Stompers jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the top of the 3rd, courtesy of the Tino Vassell 2-run bomb into deep right center field. Then in the last half inning, Elijah Ramos singled to lead off. Woodson grounded out on a bunt to 3rd. Then Pulaski served it the other way down the left field line, double-plated Ramos, and then advanced on a wild pitch. Kevin Parker Jr. came up, skied it into right, plated the tying run, and here we are.
Yeah, it shows you the importance of getting on to start the inning, especially with a base hit. But even more than that, becoming a second leadoff hitter when you're batting 9th. Ramos led off the inning, had a hard hit out his first time up, but again, in the 9 spot today, he's a guy who could very well be batting leadoff. Yeah, the stats haven't gone his way so much this season. Still a sub-200 average, but he's put the ball in play hard and works with speed. So again, getting him on to start an inning, see how that can kind of be a catalyst.
8-9-1 due up for the Stompers. Gomez still on the hill. Went 1-2-3 in his first appearance. First inning this day, excuse me. First pitch, breaking ball low to Mateo Heredia, the designated hitter of Sonoma. Heredia 1 for 2. Singled in the 2nd, reached on an error in the 4th. Gomez, 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses high. 2-0. Heredia, rising redshirt junior. Spent the past couple of seasons at Cerritos College. Undecided where he's going next. 2-0 from Gomez. Heater at the knees, strike 1. Ayala on deck, Chase Taylor, left-handed hitting center fielder in the hole. Gomez turns and deals the 2-1 pitch. Fastball lined into shallow center, base hit for Mateo Heredia, his 2nd of the day. Go ahead run at first base now for Sonoma. Ayala with a chance to advance him. No outs, just 1 on in the top of the 7th. Now 2 runs on 3 hits and an error for both teams.
This one's briskly played so far. About an hour and a half gone. We're almost into the 7th. We are into the 7th. Wow.
It's crazy. First offering to Ayala, grounded to 3rd. TJ Woodson on to 2nd for 1 and 1st. How about the feed from Ramos? Pitcher's best friend, 5-4-3 double play. Bases cleared, 2 down, top of the 7th.
He was played in expecting a bunt, so there are 2 things about that. There was hit pretty hard, so it got on him a little quicker, tougher play to make. But then he realized since he was playing in, he gets to it quicker and got to take a little extra time to throw to 2nd. He kind of double clutched to make sure he was making an accurate on-time throw, and well, it looked like butter around the infield.
Gomez, first pitch to Taylor. Outer third fastball called strike number 1. Taylor 0 for 3, a fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout swinging. We're going to change his fortunes at the top of the Stomper order. 0-1 from Gomez, wave and a miss. Gets Taylor to bite on the changeup.
And this is the guy you need to get to now, because the 2 and 3 hitters have been the entire offense for Sonoma today, and they've really gotten the rallies going. 2 walks for Keys, a walk and a homer for Vassell.
Gomez trying to get out of the inning. 0-2. Fastball high and away. Bit of a waste pitch there.
Yeah, perhaps that's a something breaking off of it. A little higher and more outside than you'd like.
1-2 delivery. Curveball, pardon me, a changeup outer third, and Taylor just nubs it off the end of the barrel. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Taylor, rising senior at UConn. 38 games, 23 of which were started this spring. 235 hitter for the Huskies. Gomez, the 1-2. Fastball top of the zone, fouled back. Taylor, local guy though, despite playing all the way out at UConn. Los Medanos College for a pair of seasons. Grew up in Concord.
Just like the skipper.
Very much so. 1-2 from Gomez. Taylor takes outer third.
Oof, wow.
Fastball misses. The entire Crawdad defense thought that was strike 3.
I agree too, the way this one's gone. It's been, there have been pitches farther out that have been called strikes. That was right there for Gomez.
So now the right-hander has to go back to the well from the third base side of the rubber. Another fastball hit high and deep to right. Aldridge tracking back, 5 feet in front of the warning track, and makes the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Crawdad defense. They give the Stompers the claw yet again, and we'll take a break. Home half right after this. Bottom of the 7th, Wes Harwell coming back out for his 2nd inning of work for Sonoma. Allowed 2 runs on 2 hits in the bottom of the 6th. Crawdads tied the ball game up. We're still deadlocked at 2. And now Winchell, Bull, and Ronson, a chance to break the tie.
I like the sound of that.
Winchell 1 for 2, single and a strikeout looking.
3 boppers.
Very much so.
These guys can all ride one out of the park.
5 combined homers between the 3. First offering to Winchell. Breaking ball slapped foul, third base side.
Barrett Ronson maybe not doing the heavy lifting in that combination, but.
Correct. 3 for Winchell, 2 for Bull, and none yet for Ronson, but 3 guys that hit the ball very hard.
Ronson has been just exploiting the gaps, though, time after time. He is such a good gap-to-gap hitter.
0-1 to Winchell. Grounded to short. Ayala collects across the diamond. His throw is high. Pulls Garcia off the bag, and not in time. Winchell safe on the E6.
Nice, and that's just a great way to kind of steal a base runner, obviously. I mean, the hard grounder, you hit it good, but the errant throw still allows you to get onto first base. And for Sonoma, they cannot let this inning now get out of hand because of that. But that is a huge start for the Crawdads.
No out base runner for Bull. 0 for 2 today. Grounded into a double play and struck out swinging. Big left-hander looking to deal damage. Harwell's first pitch. Fastball outside. Back pick to first. Bull swung and missed. But Winchell is safe at first. 0-1 at the dish. Final result of that exciting first
Yeah.
pitch.
A lot of action. Trying to steal an out.
The 0-1. Bull takes a heater outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to the rising redshirt freshman at Ole Miss.
And Winchell over there, too. I mean, it's a catcher, again, not a position where you traditionally see would run very well, but he did get off pretty far.
Taking a 10-foot lead at first. 1-1. Bull takes a changeup low.
He takes a good secondary over there. Gets a good 2 shuffles in.
Bull hit back-to-back home runs on June 9th and 11th against the San Francisco Seagulls and the Menlo Park Legends. First Crawdad to do that since John Ewan's last year. 2-1, waves and misses at the breaking ball. Boy, could the Crawdads use some of that juice here.
Hey, and even just a single. I mean, even anything that gets Winchell over, a ground ball to the right side where they can't turn 2.
Harwell with the 2-2 delivery. Bull takes a fastball outside. Another back pick from McCown to first. Winchell safe again.
Wow. Again, yeah, getting a very aggressive secondary. Maybe they're trying to get him back for when he almost back-picked one of their runners early on.
Ronson on deck looming. The payoff to Bull. High chopper right up the middle. Ayala stops, then charges home. The throw in the dirt at first. Gets past Garcia. Winchell over to third. Back-to-back E6s. No, they're going to give Bull the hit.
I think, yeah, Bull beat it out to first, then the errant throw will advance Winchell to third. So there still will be an error and a base hit there. But that's exactly what I was saying. Anything kind of hit on the infield that gets Winchell over, that was best case scenario where the ball went beyond the first baseman.
Go ahead run 90 feet away for Walnut Creek. Ronson, all he's got to do is lift this one in the air.
They're giving up a run for 2 outs up the middle, too. Middle's playing double play depth, so a run would come in on a grounder up the middle.
First offering to Ronson. Slider sits at the knees. Strike number 1. Harwell working in the stretch now. Ronson 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly out. Harwell comes back set. Kicks and delivers. 0-1 grounded up the middle. Base hit for Barrett Ronson. Squeaks through the infield. Winchell will score. Bull takes a big lead at second. Now diving back. The tag not in time. RBI single for Barrett Ronson. 3-2 lead for Walnut Creek. Bottom of the 7th. And no one out, Harry.
Wow, so much action. And yeah, I mean, it just shows how important the errors are. The 2 E6 is getting Winchell to third rather than second. If that's a ground ball up the middle, that only loads the bases, but instead he's now was at third and came in to score. So, man, a lot of chaos there. Bull did get a little overzealous, though. Glad he was able to get back in. That was a big turnaround second.
Aldridge from the left side. 0 for 2 today. Harwell, he squares bunt. Takes it back to the pitcher. Now Harwell underhand toss to first, and Aldridge beats it out. How about the speed from Shane Aldridge?
Wow.
They'll credit him with a bunt single. Bases loaded, no one out. Elijah Ramos with a big-time chance. And now Zach Pace, the manager for Sonoma, going to go to Harwell at the hill and have a chat.
Oh, and that was a late square, too. That was a bunt solely for a base hit for Aldridge, and he used his speed. You don't want to bunt it back to the pitcher ever. The idea when you're trying to bunt for a hit is kind of find the triangle between the pitcher, the first baseman, and the second baseman, so you want to get it beyond him a little bit, but instead it was right back to the pitcher. I think Harwell had a chance to either get an out at third or second, because that's kind of the collateral damage if you bunt back to the pitchers. They can get the force at third or second because they get to it quickly, but still had a better than average chance to get an out at all at first. But man, the speed by Aldridge just shown off there, and now that sets it up for the Crawdads. And the guy is swinging it the best today, Elijah Ramos.
Absolutely. Zach Pace will retreat to the Stomper dugout without a call to the bullpen. Osmond remains out there throwing pitches. Gonna try to let Harwell work out of the jam. But perhaps a dangerous proposition with Ramos to the dish, like you mentioned, Harry, has hit the ball really hard in his first 2 at-bats. A hard hit line drive into the left center gap, but Chase Taylor stole an extra base hit from Ramos, then a hard hit single to lead off the 6th. He later came around to score. Bases loaded, no one out. Ramos just needs to put the ball in play as Aldridge gets instruction to shorten his lead. First offering, a ball in the dirt. Infield playing at the grass, the short grass, I should say. Pardon me, folks. Each runner taking at least a 10-foot lead. Harwell resets. 1-0. Ramos checks his swing, fastball outside, misses.
I feel like a broken record. I mean, that's been called a strike today. That one looked pretty good. But hey, Crawdad's going to benefit from it, so I won't complain.
2-0 to Elijah Ramos. Outfield playing straight away. Now the 2-0 from Harwell. Fastball inside. Ramos kind of throws his hips back, ducks out of the way, in a sense. 3 balls and no strikes.
Well, now you just leave the bat on the shoulder. Pitcher knows it. Might see a bunt and take here. Try to make him think about it.
Harwell trying to avoid walking in a runner. 3-0. Get me over heater at the belt.
I don't think the bunt and take approach works much anyways.
Perhaps it was in Ramos's favor not to follow said approach. Still a hitter-friendly count. Bull at third, Ronson at second, Aldridge at first. The 3-1, wave and a miss, and Ronson knew that was ball 4.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was wondering if he would just try and take till there was 2 strikes too, because I mean, all of a sudden after 3 straight hits, it has to hurt the confidence of Wes Harwell. Then going down 3-0, 3-1. Not seeing the pitches in the zone, but a little surprised Ramos went after that one.
It's a nice changeup though. Now the payoff. Ramos hits one on the ground to third, takes a hop off of a cell. Bull heads in to score. Cummings gives the wave to Ronson. He'll score as well. Ramos into second, and Aldridge stands up at third. Question is, error or a hit? The official scores give Ramos the RBI single.
Yeah, that was hit real hard. Ripped through the left side. Tough play to make it third, kind of on a one-hop to the backhand side. No problem with that being called a base hit. And even less of a problem with it extending the Crawdads' lead.
5-2 Walnut Creek leads, and out comes Zach Pace for the second time this inning. That will do it for Wes Harwell. We'll take a break here on the Crawdad Streaming Network. We'll be right back after this. back for the continuation of the top of the 7th. Still no one out. Walnut Creek up to bat. They've plated 3 already in this inning. 1 off the Barrett Ronson RBI single, 2 more from Elijah Ramos, as Wes Harwell went 1 inning, 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 1 strikeout. And now Keller Osborne, one of the primary high leverage arms for Sonoma. 2 saves on the season, making his 7th appearance. Top of the Crawdad order due up. TJ Woodson from the right side. Aldridge is at third. Ramos at second, both with plenty of speed to score on a base hit. Osborne looks back. Now comes home out of the stretch. First pitch. And Woodson flares it the other way, right down the right field line. Base hit. Now he'll turn for second as this ball gets into the gap. Aldridge and Ramos score. RBI double. TJ Woodson. 7-2. Walnut Creek leads.
What an ambush. I mean, that's unbelievable. Just a perfect swing, depositing it the other way. Just hugging the line there and right. I mean, this is an explosion by the Crawdads offense. So it's 6 straight batters have gotten on, and 5 of those have scored. And again, it all started with the error. I mentioned that you can't let the error balloon the inning out of control, and it entirely has. There's not even an out yet. Only 14 pitches thrown to this inning. Crawdads have 5 runs.
They're just attacking. Pulaski stands in. First pitch. Off speed on the inner third, called a strike. Pulaski got the first run of the day plated for Walnut Creek, an RBI double in the 6th. He's 1 for 3. The 0-1 ripped on a line into center field. Taylor came forward, now going back, makes the catch. Woodson tagging from second. His dive head first, he's safe at third. Now the ball gets away from the third baseman, Vassell. Woodson will jog in home. 8-2 Walnut Creek leads. 1 out, bottom of the 7th.
I mean, if that doesn't tell you that everything's going right for the Crawdads this inning, I don't know what will. Throw hits off of Woodson as he heads into third. He might have been out with an accurate throw. It was a really quick relay on the transfer by Taylor from center, and a good throw by Ayala just hit him, so he's going to come in to score. That was crazy, wow.
What a wild sequence of events. And now as Kevin Parker Jr. comes up to the dish, the Crawdads 12-2 when an opponent makes 2 or more errors this year. And already in this inning, 2 errors. One that allowed Winchell to reach, then the throwing error when Bull hit his single. First offering to Parker Jr. sits in the zone, 0-1.
That's been a bit of the unfortunate identity of this Sonoma team, too. 26 errors coming into today. That was good for 3rd most in the CCL.
0-1, Parker Jr. pops it foul behind home plate. McBroom late, taking off the mask, sits at the fence. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Second out of the inning on the P2.
I was right up against the fence. We didn't have a view of it. Our tent for the marketing and analytics teams.
Yeah, got in the way.
Blocked it. I was waiting for the ump to make a call, and there just wasn't one for a few moments.
Right.
But yeah, nice job settling in after the first pitch double by Woodson for Osborne.
Yeah, Osborne allowed the double to Woodson. Now with the base is empty, 2 fly balls that he's retired batters on. First pitch to Cam Taylor, outer third breaking ball, strike 1. Taylor, the 9th batter in the inning for Walnut Creek. They've already added 6. Now 2 outs and no one on. 0-1 to Taylor. Off-speed pitch, grounded foul, first base side, 0-2.
Might be his last chance to cash in your yard card today, too.
Yeah, I thought entering this game, Cam Taylor was a guy who had a chance to smoke a long ball, his first of the season. But to this point, I've been proven wrong.
Yeah, that last game was Sutter.
0-2, Taylor rips one high and deep into right. Nope, just high. He got under it. And Keys doesn't even have to step anywhere. Plants himself under it, makes the catch. Almost had it, Harry. I almost had it. But in any case,
Right
Walnut
swing.
Creek 6 back in the bottom of the 7th. We'll go to the top of the 8th. Stompers trailing by 6. Top of the 8th, Ryan Delaney enters the game for Walnut Creek. Crawdads with a 6-run lead after a 6-run bottom of the 7th. Ryan Delaney making his 4th appearance of the season, his 35th as a Crawdad all-time. In 2026, 3 1/3 innings pitched, 8.1 ERA. He's 1-0. 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. And now a pinch hitter. Trent Keys supposed to come up to bat, but they'll go to a right-hander here. First offering fouled back, as this right-hander is Michael Jones, the pinch hitter.
I think it's a wise move, too. You get the lefty coming in as 2 lefties due up, and then 3 in the next 4 batters. Paul Wheeler came in a similar situation in the 5th and struck out the side in order.
0-1 pitch to Jones, wave and a miss. Now 0-2 to the right-hander, rising junior. Another University of San Francisco guy, Jones is. One of many on this Stompers team. Delaney kicks and deals the 0-2, changeup outside, fouled back. Jones, native of Tucson, Arizona. Spent a couple seasons at Pima College out there in the vast desert of the United States' 48th state.
Yeah, one of 5 USF members.
The 0-2 to him, breaking ball bounces inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, one of 5 Dons playing for the Stompers. Certainly a bit of a pipeline there. Delaney resets third base side of the rubber, kicks and fires. 1-2. Fastball just outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jones. Career .358 hitter in 2 seasons at Pima College, just committed to USF. Delaney trying to put him away. 2-2. Off-speed pitch skied right side of the infield. Winchell and Ronson giving it a chase, and Riley Winchell from behind the dish makes the catch.
There's kind of his get back from earlier, too. Had one that he dropped out of his glove. Back into his left. This one back into his right. Makes the play perfectly the second time. And it's a little more windy now, too, so perhaps even more impressive.
Absolutely. Winchell doing a nice job behind the dish. No one on, 1 out, top of the 8th for Tino Vassell. Plated the Stompers' lone 2 runs of the day on a 2-run homer in the top of the 3rd. Since then, the Crawdads have scored 8 unanswered. First offering from Delaney. Off speed, finds the zone.
He's had real trouble against the lefties so far. Just the one at bat against Wheeler in the 5th, he struck out. But he's been kind of stepping out, especially on the sliders, and that's just, again, I talked about leaving the front shoulder closed.
0-1 pitch from Delaney. A slider misses low.
He's been opening it kind of right up and sort of committing to a proverbial fastball that just will never come.
See how Delaney tries to attack the left-hander. 1-1. Wave and a miss. Slider outer third. Doesn't matter as Vassell took a big hack. And Ryan Delaney finding a groove. Able to get Jones down on 5 pitches. Now the 1-2 to Vassell. Off speed, outer third. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Wheeler eventually caught him looking in the 5th. It was on that outside part. With the sinker.
Yeah.
Backdoored the 2-seamer.
1 for 2 day in total for Vassell. Now the 2-2, wave and a miss. Out in front of the changeup, drop third strike. Winchell picks it up and tags Vassell. 2 down, no one on at the top of the 8th. Garcia comes up to the plate. And never mind, another pinch hitter for Sonoma, Anthony Shepler from the left side. Shepler, this is his 13th game now for Sonoma. First offering to the left-hander, wave and a miss.
Raising my eyebrow, but bringing in a lefty against the tough lefty arm in Delaney. Zach Pace, the longtime head coach of the Stompers crew, knows what he's doing over there in the third base dugout.
That he does. His 8th year. The 0-1, blasted left center. Over is Pulasic from left, and he makes the catch. Shepler retired on just 2 pitches. And the Crawdads go 1, 2, 3 for the 4th straight inning. How about the Crawdad pitching staff giving the Stompers the claw? We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Crawdads trying to expand the lead. Bottom of the 8th, the Crawdads lead 8-2, and that is all due to a 7th inning in which Walnut Creek scored 6 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors, nobody left on base. Now, after Keller Osmond got out of the jam for Sonoma Stompers, they go to Drew Kaplan, another right-hander from Oakland. He's made just 1 appearance this year, Kaplan has. 1 inning on June 14th against the Menlo Park Legends. Gave up 2 runs on 1 hit, 3 batters faced.
Not the conversion rate you want with the 2 runs there in just an inning and the 2 batters faced. So just trying to right the ship a bit. I mean, it's 8-2. This is the opportunity to get kind of the back end guys in if you need. Just trying to get them a couple batters faced out there, get them an outing.
Now Winchell, Bull, and Ronson, the guaranteed batters for the 2nd straight inning. First pitch to the right-handed catcher. Off the end of the bat, high into right field. Keys charging forward, makes the catch. 1 pitch for 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Crawdads 8 runs on 8 hits, 4 defensive errors for the Stompers. Now Bull comes back to the dish. Bull 1 for 3, reached on a infield single back in the 7th, and then advanced to second base on a throwing error. He's 1 for 3. Tall left-handed center fielder, looking for his first extra base hit in a lot of games. First offering, change up low. Bull has at least 1 base hit in 9 of his last 10 games started, and has reached base in his last 10 games with a plate appearance. Continues that here. 1-0, takes a big hack and fouls it back. One and 1 to the Crawdads center fielder. Kaplan will step off of the rubber, working as a right-hander from the third base side, not something you see every day. His 1-1 pitch. Bounces in front of Bull. 2-1.
It is usually that the righties, work on that first base side, but usually it's because they want to kind of hammer the outside corner against the righty hitters. So when Ronson comes up, that'll be something to look at, see if he switches sides.
2-1. Bull hits a hard ground ball over to third. Garcia collects. Underhand toss to the covering man, Kaplan, from the pitcher spot, and it goes out in front of his glove. They'll rule it an E3. Bull reaches safely for the 2nd straight inning.
That's always a play that's tougher than it looks. You got to hit your pitcher like a wide receiver on the run if you're the quarterback as the first baseman. That's a new first baseman over there as well, I believe. Anthony Shepler is in at first.
That's correct. Shepler credited with the error.
But I wouldn't say that it was his fault. He made kind of a nice throw. Right on the money. Not handled.
Either way, 1 out, 1 on for Ronson. First pitch, fastball up and in.
I do think the ruling, though, is the error on him. Just unfortunate because feel like, as a first baseman, you make the right play over there. Make a nice throw.
1-0 offering to Ronson. Ripped on the left field line, trailing foul, out of play over that fence in between the foul pole and the dugout on third base side.
Yeah, good rip. They do officially put the error on Drew Kaplan, the pitcher. Yeah, so he
Interesting.
dropped it over there. The throw kind of hit him right in the chest.
1-1 breaking ball. Misses the top of the zone. 2-1 to Ronson. Bull at first, following the E1 now, as it's ruled. Ronson, RBI single in the 7th. Give the Crawdads the lead. Takes another pitch upstairs, a heater this time. Hitter-friendly count to the Crawdad first baseman. Miles Brand, the right-hander, throwing pitches in the Crawdad bullpen as Ronson flares one foul off the end of the bat over the Walnut Creek dugout. Now a full count to him.
Michael Jones also in the right field with Trent Keys now out of the game. He pinch hit for him, stays in for him.
Good catch, Harry.
Thanks to the crew on the live stats for that one.
Nonetheless, I didn't catch it, and that's kind of my job, but oh well. Payoff offering to Ronson. Bull goes. Hit on a line into center field. Taylor camps under it and grabs it. Now Bull thought it was going to be a base hit. They throw over to second. Shepler collects and steps on the bag. So Bull caught out, missing the tag. We'll take a break. To the top of the 9th we go. Crawdads still lead by 6. Top of the 9th, last chance for the Sonoma Stompers as they trail by 6. They led 2-0 all the way up until the 6th inning, courtesy of a 2-run blast, Tino Vassell in the top of the 3rd. Then the Crawdads got 2 in the 6th and 6 runs in the 7th on a combined 7 total hits and 3 errors defensively. Now Miles Brand, the right-hander for Walnut Creek, comes into the game trying to shut the door on the Stompers.
Yeah, those errors have really been the difference. It started the inning, the big 7th inning in which the Crawdads brought home 6, and again, quite literally, that's the difference in the game today. Started with an error on the shortstop, Ayala, allowing Winchell to reach, then a single by Bryden Bull, which he beat out, but the errant throw to first allowed Winchell to go to third. He came in on a single by Ronson, and then just after that, it was a parade of hits, so shows how important keeping the ball in the gloves, just keeping it in front of you is, and again, this is a team that has made a lot of errors this season. 31 now for the Stompers.
And now with the Stompers back to the wall, Ryland Heckman, gets the opportunity to pinch hit here against Brand. Heckman in place of Misael Yuripero. Appearing in his 6th game now. Brand kicks and fires, wave and a miss. Foul tip into Winchell's glove, the official ruling, but the result is the same, strike 1. Heckman from Gig Harbor, Washington, rising sophomore at Umpqua College. Hasn't played there in 2 seasons. 0-1. Off speed, outer third, strike 2.
Sure. Why not?
Just go home, I guess. Seems to be the vibe. 0-2. Brand kicks and delivers a fastball in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Heckman, who's an outfielder by trade. Obviously just pinch hitting here to give Sonoma a chance. Stompers came away with a 6-4 victory when these two teams met on June 5th. Crawdads looking for vengeance. 1-2 pitch, outer third breaking ball, wave and a miss. Heckman down swinging.
That's 15 straight retired by Crawdad pitching. I mean, ever since the third inning, it's just been nothing from the Sonoma offense, and especially the bullpen's just an absolutely outstanding. 15 of the last 16 have been retired. Or rather, excuse me, it's now, do some quick math here. 16 of the last 17.
Offering to the pinch hitter, Ben Sebastiani. A strike. Fastball at the knees. 15 straight batters retired by Crawdad bullpen. And since Paul Wheeler came in the game, they've been immaculate. 0-1, skied. Shallow right field. Ramos over from second, makes the catch. And now the Stompers down to their final out.
It's just been such an effort from this bullpen that we put as one of the keys to the game for the bullpen, just to pitch to contact, get consistent outs, and they've done nothing but that.
Now Connor Johnston represents the last chance for Sonoma, pinch hitting for Gage McCown. Johnston, rising redshirt freshman at Bellarmine College. First pitch from Brand. Breaking ball fouled back, 0-1. 8 runs on 8 hits for Walnut Creek. 5 defensive errors for Sonoma. 0-1 from Brand. Bounces in the dirt, and it hits off of Johnston's backside. He'll take his base on the hit by pitch.
An awkward one. Don't see that every day.
That you do not.
The old cricket hit by pitch.
Now a 2-out base runner for Mateo Heredia, the designated hitter. He's 2 for 3 today, but has reached base all 3 times. 2 singles and an E6. Certainly the guy that Sonoma wants up, down to their final breath. Brand trying to shut the door for Walnut Creek. Resets, now works out of the stretch. First offering to Heredia, fastball, knee high, called strike. Brand and Delaney were set to be the last 2 pitchers Walnut Creek threw. Cody Perry, the emergency arm, just in case things get out of hand. Brand, the 0-1. Fastball misses low and outside.
Also, just realizing I have to backtrack on my 15 straight retired. There was a base hit in the 7th, though, quickly snuffed out with a double play. So they'd faced the minimum for 15 straight batters, but not quite in a row.
1-1 to Heredia. Breaking ball outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. And Miles Brand entered this contest. 5 appearances, 9 1/3 innings pitched. A 1.93 ERA. Has been one of the best bullpen arms for Walnut Creek. Now the right-hander comes home. 2-1. Fastball lined into left field, trailing away towards the line. It'll land in front of Pulasic. Extra base hit, and Heredia over to second base. They get the throw into Woodson, not in time to catch Johnston. How about a 2-out double for Heredia, and the Stompers stay alive.
And he's been the man today. You said it, man. I mean, 3 hits, 4 attempts, and the only time he didn't get a hit, he reached on an error and got up to second. So, man, he's rolling today. That said, maybe going to be a little too late. As Bryson Ayala is hitting the 2 double plays today. Just needs 1 final out to Miles Brand and the Crawdad defense. So now this is a guy you can attack at the 9 spot. They might pinch hit for him.
They indeed will. Bryson Ayala takes a seat on the bench. And Kays Duramalare takes the dish from the right side. Quite the name. First offering to Duramalare. Hit in the air, left field. Pulasic camps under it. That'll do it. 1 pitch for the final out. Miles Brand and the Crawdads get it done. They needed a victory over Sonoma, Harry. They got punched in the jaw to start this season in CCL play. Obviously, Sonoma ended the 2025 campaign in the postseason for Walnut Creek. Little bit of vengeance here today, a 6-run win.
Well, and it was just, I mean, no one wants to play the Walnut Creek Crawdads right now. They are the hottest team in the CCL North. It's unbelievable what they've been doing to opponents. They've been able to win so many ways. We said right off the start, they're going to have to play from behind for the first time in a long time, and they did that so incredibly well today, getting out behind the 8 ball into third. I mean, it felt like 2 different ball games. the first 5 innings and then the last 4. I mean, 8-0 in the last 4 after a 2-0 in the third. What a win from the Crawdads. Bullpen once again does great things.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a break, head to the Crawdad postgame show. We'll be right back with that after this.
Today's postgame show brought to you by Up the Creek Records. Up the Creek is a great record shop right next to the Ace Hardware in downtown Walnut Creek. They buy and sell new and used vinyl records, CDs, and cassettes, as well as skateboard gear and a variety of other fun gifts like yo-yos and hacky sacks. They also have an all-ages live music venue that hosts local bands every weekend, so check out who is playing at upthecreekrecords.com or their Instagram at upthecreekrecords. So how's that? Today's player of the game brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth. This includes the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads, and today's Worth Group player of the game, none other than Elijah Ramos. We've got Elijah on the headset here, 2 for 3 today, a double, a single, 2 runs scored. Elijah in the 9 spot today, kind of acting as that double leadoff. What was the approach at the bottom of the order, trying to set the table, especially to lead off that big 7th inning?
I mean, for sure. Batting 9. I know what my role is. We had to get something going offensively. It was a dogfight a little bit up until the 6th inning. They were up 2-0, and the pitchers were doing a good job holding that lead for us. So we just had to start something at the plate, and I just wanted to stick with my approach and find a way to get on, whether that's getting a hit, getting walked, and just trying to find a way to produce for the team.
And opposing Stomper pitchers were very efficient through the first, especially 4 or 5 innings. After the starter came out, did the approach kind of change against the bullpen of the Stompers?
I feel like we kept our same approach. We've been on a winning streak, so there's no reason to change our hitting approach. We just stuck what we know, and we trusted our process and continued to put runs up like we have been, despite whatever pitcher's up there. The starter, did do a good job of, in the first couple innings, but, we got him out of there, and we did what we had to do.
And your guys' bullpen, another absolutely stunning performance after a great week from the bullpen, especially from the starting staff as well. Can you just talk about how it kind of affects momentum as an offensive player, a defensive player as well, when the pitching staff is dealing like it has been?
Oh, the pitching staff has been great. For just defensively, when we're in tough spots and we're rolling double plays, I'm up the middle rolling those double plays with KP and TJ. That's big momentum killers, and that's a testament to our pitchers and them doing a great job just filling up the zone, and they've been doing great and keeping us in ball games.
Yeah, you guys did also turn 2 double plays today. Again, fantastic job at the plate today from the 9 spot. Elijah Ramos, your player of the game. Thank you very much for hopping on.
Yeah,
we appreciate you.
Thank you.
We'll take another quick break before we reveal the batter and icing sweet play of the game. We'll be right back after a very short break.
Welcome back to the Crawdad postgame show. Today's Sweet Play of the Game is brought to you by Batter and Icing, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Batter and Icing is a locally owned custom bakery with 2 retail outlets in Danville and Pleasant Hill. Since 2018, they've been creating everything from birthday and wedding cakes to corporate event desserts, all made fresh with quality ingredients and plenty of creativity. Learn more or place an order using the Crawdad fundraiser part of the Order Online tab at www.batterandicing.com. Orders can be picked up at any Crawdads home game. Today's Sweet Play of the Game. Harry, I think we had some deliberation here, and we're just going to give it to the entire offense in the bottom of the 7th. They were just fantastic. 5 hits, 3 of them drove in runs, including Barrett Robinson's RBI single, Elijah Ramos's 2 RBI single, and TJ Woodson's 2 RBI double. It was really tough to choose. They all were so impactful.
They were, and they were unbelievable, too. We also had a couple of double plays to pick from that were just too difficult to choose between. So, I mean, why not just go with the entire the entire 7th inning, just keeping the line moving, passing the bat is what they talk about. And, man, it was special to watch the team kind of feed off each other with momentum, and they were doing it early in the counts, too. I mean, we were waiting for those early count, hard-at-contact swings to end up in base hits. It didn't happen against the starter, Jake Andreas, but once the bullpen came in for the Stompers, especially Wes Harwell. Finn Chapman had a solid 5th inning, spun a 0, but Wes Harwell came in, and that's where it all started to go wrong. He will collect the loss today with Alex Gomez on the Crawdad side, getting the win. But once he came in, again, didn't throw all too many pitches. He went 1+, entered his second inning of work, only threw 26 pitches, but gave up 7 runs, 6 of which were earned. So, man, I mean, it was just great to see their approach start to come through at the end, and it shows that if you're hitting the ball hard, it'll eventually play out your way.
Absolutely. That's been kind of the recipe for success all season long, Harry. The Crawdads just got to hit the ball, put it in play, and if you hit it hard, which they do because they're such a talented group of bats, good things will happen. They'll win games. Speaking of winning games, 7 straight for Walnut Creek. The longest winning streak last year for Walnut Creek was 7 games. That was early in June. The Crawdads lost their first 3 games, then went on a 7-game tear, got themselves the first in the North back in 2025. Then it was kind of back and forth all the way to the rest of the season. Anyways, very positive start to this week. 3 games against San Francisco, 1 more against Sonoma. So lots of action here on the Crawdad Streaming Network. We'll have so much more. 4 more games, pardon me. For Harry Setrakian, my other broadcaster, Jack Brooks, our fantastic broadcast producer, Charlie Limoncelli, signing off on the Crawdad postgame show, brought to you by Up the Creek Records. We'll see you folks tomorrow, 4 o'clock, Monte Vista High School, right here.